Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share share some time together on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening in the middle of February 2024. What a majestic time. Today I want to share some time and celebrate life by discussing the beauty that life brings forth, because there is a beauty that is all around us and within us, and it's like there and not there, and it's not there but it's there, and it's just beautiful, and it's a magnificent game. So brothers and sisters, sincerely, all of you who have already popped in, said hi, thank you, blessings, and let the good times roll today. And as you join in, and for those who join later or tune in later, thank you as well, sincerely. As we tune in, as we kind of join in and tune in to the moment with each other, I know all of you have your own things going on, and maybe I'm just in the background keeping you company, but blessings, I appreciate that. But at the same time, we're all in this game of life together. And so if we can join together, at least for a few minutes, we can share what I'm feeling inspired and guided to share, talking about the beauty of life. And these things that, it's real easy to overlook. In the thumbnail, this is beautiful. It's Spokane. That is my hometown. The river that runs through the Spokane River. It's just gorgeous here, man. And it is in the everyday things around us that the beauty of life lies. In the everyday things, that the normal things, there's a beauty within those, within the consistency, within the familiarity. We can find beauty wherever our heart desires. And my thought on this, in our journey of life, it is, let me do this. In our journey of life, it is the discovery, that action, the growth, the discovery of beauty and wisdom. That feeling, you capture the beauty, or you find an aha, that breakthrough moment of a different understanding than what you had before. The discovery of beauty and wisdom. Those joys, that's what leads us to love what life brings forth. So if you can capture that, that is the goal. The goal in your life is to discover the beauty and the wisdom that lies around you. So to simplify it, be present, be aware, be attentive, and watch for the beauty and the lessons that come from the moments around you. Because you are the center of the moments around you. You are certainly a big part of the moments around you. So can you find the beauty that is with you, around you, in all the moments of your day? That really is, my opinion, the simple goal for how we're supposed to live, right? The way of Jesus, the way of the saints, in love with God. How do you know God if you're not aware of it in the present, in your lifetime, in this moment, right here and now? There's a beauty of life in itself, just the mere fact and activity of life is mysterious, and it's kind of magical. It's divinely created. You know, excuse me, I was debating, should I drop the link? And it's still early. I will drop the link soon for those who may want to join. But in the idea, I wanted to get through some of the ideas I had yesterday that I allowed myself to be distracted from, because they tie into this, discovering the beauty in the simplicity, discovering the beauty in the complexity, finding the beauty in what you know, finding the beauty in what you don't know. Beauty is, well, it is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is that which we are attracted to, I might assume. I mean, these are new thoughts I'm exploring here, but somewhat. It's in the everyday things that the true essence of life can be discovered. So what is the essence of life? It's not necessarily the form. As a matter of fact, the form of life, the physical aspect, the beauty that we see in the mountains or in the people, the physical aspect of life is just but one part. It's just one aspect, but in this world, we've been conditioned to focus on the material aspects of life, right? It's all this give and take nonsense. Gotta keep track of everything. Everything's inventoried. Everything's accountable. Man, holy cows. Human beings, they're so cuddly and cute, but holy cows, when they go to war, man, they are something else. I want to get off track. So the idea of the spiritual path, what the yogis were teaching, even what Jesus was teaching through his words, it was to rise above the form and the physical aspects of life to become more with the heavenly part of life. And it's the heavenly part, the unseen part of life, that really captures life. So what is the unseen part of you, the unseen part of your life? It's the wisdom. It's the wisdom and the experience, the perspective with the heart and the desires. That's what is truly beyond the form. It's the mental and spiritual realms, right? We've got this physical aspect of ourselves. We truly are multidimensional beings. We are so much more than just what is shown forth. But so, okay, we've got the physical aspect of ourselves, and then in the heavenly, the non-corporeal, the non-physical part of life is the mental and the spiritual. The mental is obviously that's where our language is. That's where our logic is, the reasoning, our memories. It's all in the mental. The spirit is the energy in motion. It's the it's our emotions and the feelings, the intuition, the guidance that is with us, but it's greater than us. The intelligence of our intuition and the inner knowing, the spirit, it is us, yet it is far greater than us. So this stuff can get very complicated and complex with all the different subtleties and all the different perspectives. But the essence of life, right? What is taught in the Bible through Jesus, through the words of love, is just that. We're not just this physical being. We are spirit, and the spirit of life is in the love. It's in the truth. Those two things, wisdom, beauty, Those things, that is what we are about. That is what we're here to discover, to share with each other, and even to create, to generate in our own unique ways, different perspectives of wisdom, different aspects of beauty. All of that is within you, within me. We are here to share it all. And praise be, I haven't been giving the chat much attention, but welcome back to all who have been returning. Sincerely, thank you. I do appreciate. Hey, Raccoon City Public Service, I don't want to misremember, and I don't want to do anything uncomfortable. But I thought you had some words yesterday that, well, you've got some doubts, you've got some darkness, some uncertainties you've been facing. So I'm really glad to see you here again, sincerely. Oh, blessings. Okay. You are in here, Raccoon City Public Service. If you can just allow this possibility towards your faith, right? Because that's the goal. If you don't have faith, what I want to do is try to help you open that door again. Because that door, man, it seems when that door is lost, when we can't find the faith, can't find the door, oh shit, it gets dark. I understand that. But look, this possibility, everything of the past, everything of whatever brought us to today. Okay? So there's a perfection in your being here today. May have been painful getting here, it may have been confusing, but today we're just here together. And if you can see the point of just joining together with us, man, it's a big step towards the future. Cigarette or a lunch sometime. Raccoon City Public Service, I'd be happy to talk to you offline. Okay, if you're not comfortable online, let's connect offline, and I'll see. Maybe I can help you find some peace. And if anything, man, I just believe God doesn't give a rat's ass about any of us. The bike and cruel thrive while the kind and loving suffer. The vile and cruel thrive while the kind and loving suffer. I want you to recognize that sometimes that is true. And to some degree, that is true. To some degree, it's not true. Okay, the cruel, the vile, they have a sickness within them that many of us don't understand. We've all been through our own periods where we are hurt, and so we want to hurt others. That's what a lot of that is. There's even worse things than that, but basically the vile and the cruel, they're not living a life of peace, of love, obviously. See, and this is the realm we live in. We live in a world, in a realm where we get to choose how we live. And in some aspect, right, there's other people, other YouTubers, other people discussing the idea that this might be a prison realm where our souls are trapped here in the physical form. Well, there's many people who have taken the idea that they'd rather be kings in hell than to have everyone live in heaven. Because I believe heaven here is a choice. And I believe that we will overcome. And we've got a guest here. I don't want to put him off. Welcome, Moose. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Jack? Hey, man. It's good to see you. You're looking good. Um, I just had some perspective on this raccoon person. Uh, I decided, I said one day, hey, if it's really food you need or whatever, I'll help you out. And one day he messaged me or whatever, and I did whatever I could for him at the time. And then the next time I see him, he's in the chat telling everybody how he he can't trust anybody, and he's just like real negative and stuff. And so I'm not here to bash on him. I'm just here to try to like say that this guy's been hurting for a while, and I don't know how to help him. I don't think I, I don't know, but
Most,
I think you're doing something good.
sorry, you what?
I think you're doing something good. I think you should talk to somebody offline, and I think you should have a private conversation because one day he's going to be out of this mess. He's going to be through the thick of it
Yes,
all, and I don't want him to be remembered as a grifter. I want him to be remembered as a good man. No, seriously, man.
I know, I know. Here, brother, thank you, Mos. I appreciate that, and thank you for you saw signs and you did what you could. You tried to help, and some of it is timing. Some of it is timing. Okay, and Raccoon City Public Service, sincerely. Um, I don't know the best way to give you my number. I'll give you my number here, whatever. If you allow us to talk, because what if, I'm going to read your comment, and sincerely, Bluebird, I agree with this. I see God's love all around me, and I pray you will too, Raccoon. Save that for yourself. If God loved me, he wouldn't slowly have me dying from something. And if he does care, what a funny way to show it. I used to adore God.
We're all slowly dying, Jack, and some of us are dying at a faster rate.
Yeah.
Some people die at 30, some people die at 70. You know?
Yes. And I can feel your pain. Okay. I can imagine your perception based on those words. So, what if, what if you're wrong? Okay. What if your faith and your love for God was truly well placed? However, by past, by purpose, by greater design, you had to face some challenges, maybe some pain, some discomfort, dis-ease. But what if, since you're not gone yet, that you're just here to be a future testimony of recovery, how your faith and your knowing of God's presence in your life was actually something that could just overcome. Well, see, this is what, okay, this is where this is where my helplessness and hopelessness comes in. However, Raccoon City Public Service, previously you said you didn't have any hope, you didn't have any faith. I just asked you to consider that maybe today, by your being here with the discomfort and your ask for help, what if what you need is right here? I mean, if you're available and willing to talk, I'll shut the stream down. You and I can have a conversation, whatever. Because sincerely, I live to try and make a better world. And I know those feelings of feeling broken. I know how it feels to be done, to not know how to fight anymore. So, Raccoon City Public Service, what I'd like to try and discuss with you, and actually I can do it through here, but the power of your intention, the power of your mind, okay, to surrender. To surrender to the path that God has brought you on, okay, despite the pain, despite the diagnosis, despite the discomfort. If you stop fighting, allow yourself to be in this situation, but to be still, to be done fighting, to be surrendered to God's will. Because when we don't fight, that's when we surrender to God's will. The outcome is in God's hands. And through the peace of surrender, we can then find a little bit of gratitude, because it feels good. It feels good when you're no longer fighting, when you're no longer tense and ready against the world. When we allow ourselves to fall to pieces, sometimes that's exactly what it's for. God will bring us to, we will discover our weakness. I'm confident of that. In our lives, we will discover our weaknesses. That's part of strengthening. And I believe that God does have us all here for some greater purpose, for refinement of character, for development of who we are. And see, knowledge, thank you. Those are the words. Jesus, these are the reminder, please. Jesus said, I truly tell you, it was your faith that healed you. Keep hope and faith. The divine faith that Jesus showed is available within us all. I believe that. I do believe that, but it's by God's grace that we discover. Well, it's by God's grace we discover anything, to be honest. That's where I'm at. It's by God's grace we discover our next breath. And this kind of the roundabout way, the generalized topic of today. Don't overlook the blessings. It's so easy to overlook the blessings, okay? Because each breath is an opportunity for life, and life is change. Change means overcoming. Raccoon City Public Service. Trust. Actually, your words. You're not only forced, you are allowed to live in your own skin. If God won't save or fix me, I don't think any human can. You're correct. But please don't. What I encourage you to consider, and this is what, if you and I speak, what I would like to talk to you about is allowing yourself the mercy to try and restore some of your own faith. We restore our faith, or my faith was found through ugly conversations with God, crying out my weaknesses, my shame, my guilt, my fears. By talking those through, I got to see them in a different way. I got to hear my thoughts in a different way. And then I also remember words from others about give the problems to God, right? So that's what I've been doing. I've been giving the problems to God, and I try to spend my time focused on discovering the blessings. Okay? Because here's the tip, Raccoon City. If we're focusing our time and attention on the blessings, whatever that might be, blessings are good, and our cognitive awareness of the good in our life, it helps our body physically feel more peace. And with the absence of tension, it's easier to find good, and it snowballs. But you got to open the door to faith. Open your mind and your heart to hope and to faith. This is what I've learned for myself, but praise God. That's my answer today. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Praise God. Holy cows.
So, Jack, I wanted to say that if you have Discord, if you join Gen X's Discord, that raccoon guy's in there. You should be
Thank
able
you.
to private message him from there, because I think that at this point, I mean, if it was me, I would time him out, just because he's really, this is stuff you guys should be talking about in private. Like
It
he needs a
really
friend.
is. It really is. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Moose, but
Now go ahead, man.
you're I mean, I'm feeling the pain. And here is part of it. This is things that, in my opinion, would be best suited privately. However, private conversations, stuff like that, I haven't had a lot of cooperation. There hasn't been a lot of willingness. And I know there's others who we all face these periods of darkness. And in the end, what we all are, every one of us are examples for each other. That's what God is using us all for. I believe that's what this is. Well, that's my intentions for this as well, is for this to be a place where we discover value. And unfortunately or fortunately, Raccoon City Public Service is openly and I believe authentically sharing some of the pain and darkness they're facing. And that's not uncommon. I mean, what is uncommon is being honest and authentic about our feelings. This comment, and I didn't mean to dismiss or minimize. I certainly don't know you. I don't claim to know you, Raccoon City Public Service. I do claim to know my experience, what helped me, and what I can believe I'm understanding. But you dedicated your entire young teenage life to God, was demonically attacked, and defended God on a daily basis. Where did that get me? Lost all my family and friends, was made homeless, given a disease that's going to kill me by 50 most likely. That is some challenges, certainly. I don't think anyone knows who or what God is. Every person I've ever met has had their own thoughts on what he is. If God wanted me to know him personally, then he seems like someone who just throws the dice and says, good luck. Well, that's one way of considering it. Or another way, if you keep a more open-minded approach, and this is hard, because it requires us to be a little humble. And there is the possibility, okay? There is the possibility you're wrong. Probability you're wrong. And the wrongness is what is creating the pain and resistance. The point I was trying to get to, again, is the reminder that God's timing is perfect. Please, please do not underestimate the perfection of how everything unfolds, because there is a perfect order to all things. One of the things we don't realize is how much control we possess in it. Okay. And I've been learning of a lot of, I have learned from a lot of others, experts, these people with success, like miraculous transformations. I want you to realize maybe you don't, I don't know what you don't know. I don't know the diagnosis or your challenges. What I do know is that there are countless, there are just too many for me to have counted examples of miracles, testimonies, people alive today who have had these illnesses and pending doom and just no search, no hope, and then all of a sudden, poof, wow, learn something new or some new discovery, or they met. Raccoon City, don't overlook today. I'm offering you my time, my personal attention. It's up to you. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to have faith. I'll give you a good interpretation, but God communes with those who seek. He isn't a guy on a chair. He's a neutral energy who created all existence and more. I resonate with these ideas. God is love and creation. Yes, creates and wants us to thrive, but that has to do with the type of effort we choose to put forth. Purification of the body, mind, and soul. Ask and you shall receive. Amen. Amen. And yeah, I got faith. Y'all can find the like button. A few of you. Hey, blessings to you. Blessings. God really expects a lot from us humans, and if we don't go along with it, damned if you do, and damn sure if you don't. I used to think that too. I used to think God was distant, uncaring, but I'm telling you, don't underestimate the power of your words. Don't underestimate the power of your thoughts, your faith. Okay, because I truly believe that the evidence supports this idea that our Creator is there to serve us with everything we need at just the right time and everything we want. All of our desires, I think, are placed there by God and God or the devil, whatever. And certainly all desires are filled by God because God chooses the results. The point is, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at can change. And that could very well include the disease and diagnosis you're facing. So sincerely, I would like to encourage you to discover the beauty
Of
of
a
today.
mindset shift,
Yes,
shifting the mindset. I mean, it's I feel like, oh, I'm under attack by God. I'm under attack. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like, um, you got to focus on the little things that are good. You got to focus on the things that, if you're always focused on the bad, and I understand it because, I've been in pain for months on end when I had my jaw broken and, all
mhm,
kinds of stuff. So I understand, being in constant pain or whatever, but you still got to look for the good things. The fact that you can still walk around, the fact that you can drive a car, do whatever, you can still eat something because, there's some people out there who, like, I had my jaw broken. You can't eat shit, drinking out of a straw. You know what I mean, Jack? It's the
it's true.
mindset shift. I think that would help.
It is. The mindset shift is so important. And this is where I encourage people to seek inspiration, seek seek things that inspire you, that give you a greater spirit, more joy, more hope. Ooh, as I'm saying this, I have theories about our mind, but I haven't really been able to talk them through or look at data. Um, I think the darkness comes in when we egoically think we've learned enough. See, it's when we stop learning that's when the pain and the misery really starts setting in. It's as we continue learning, and Raccoon, I'm telling you, There are so many discoveries being made regarding health and different perspectives. I would love to share some resources because it could be, if we're losing hope, it's because we're not looking in the right direction. That's the point I wanted to make. And that mindset shift, that shift in mindset, your mindset will make or break you. So choose a good, healthy mindset. This is, well, good. Don't believe in hive mind positivity BS. Find your own positivity. That's the whole point. That's the whole point, man. I don't know.
Yeah, not everything is great. I mean, what the fuck? Like, we can't have it all. You got to be happy with what you got, dude. There's some people working lithium mines, some people in Chinese factories that can't even jump out the window and kill themselves. I mean, think about that. Not even having the own freedom to kill yourself. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. Moose, thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. The comparisons, right? It's really easy for us to lose despair when we're comparing ourselves to others who have better lives, better health, whatever. When we compare ourselves in that way, we start building up envy. And then, we feel bad about ourselves. But if you're doing that, compare yourself to others who are living right now, others who are literally, right? They're in war zones, not by their choice, perhaps, but just by where they were born or where they chose to live. There's a lot of lives being lived. There's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of problems and opportunities, all of us. Hey, I am glad to hear that. You've endured and survived. You are going to continue surviving. And I believe the faithful endure. So perhaps your faith in the past has carried you forth. But here's something, actually, change in mindset. I watched a video earlier today about this, and it resonates with some of the ideas I had. The experience we're having today within our body and around us, the house, the pattern of the day, it's all the result of the way we thought in the past. So we can change our mindset, right? And this ties back into discussing the beauty of life. The beauty is beyond just the physical form, it's in the mental and spiritual parts. And so if we move into the mental and spiritual aspects of life, damn, now I lost where I was at. Sorry. Overcoming the darkness, recognizing that all of the past was preparation for today, changing the mindset. If you recognize that what you're experiencing, as within, so without, this is the further explanation of that idea, the Hermetic principle. The energies and the thought patterns from within will attract and resonate and create the environment outside of us. So we can change our mindset within us with the mind and the feeling, picturing yourself with health. If you can play along, Raccoon City Public Service, if you can play along for whatever goal you've got, a relationship or a job or wealth, abundance, whatever you can imagine, you can believe. Anything you can believe, you can achieve. So if you can imagine yourself with health, with fitness, with the complete life of perfection, you flip a magic wand and that's how you would be. If you can create those feelings and the energies within yourself, the energy will tune you in, your mind will tune you in to what's around you so that you can find progress towards creating it. I think I explained that kind of clumsily, but the idea is a change in mindset will it'll change your life. And I used to have a mindset of, oh, this is the best life is going to get, and poor me, and this sucks, and blah, blah.
And then you got yourself a blowjob. And then bam, your mindset shifted. You were like, damn, that is a beautiful thing. And then it went on to something greater, and then greater, and then greater, and it keeps opening up. That's how life is. You hit these milestones in life, Jack. It's it's beautiful.
Partially true, but not at all. It wasn't. It wasn't necessarily the blowjob, but it was a woman who inspired me to change. A
All right,
woman.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. But I mean, for me, it was that. So I mean, it was.
Well, it went beyond that. What really changed my life, to be honest, was my search for God. Changed my life. I wanted to know, well, I had discovered love. And so I sought to know love more. Actually, that is where it started. Holy crap. Right before the awakening, that I went through this shift. And like I said, in hindsight, maybe you could say I received the Holy Spirit or something. There was a transformation within me, a shift in my consciousness. Right before that happened, I had been looking up on YouTube, listening to different explanations of love, trying to understand, what does that mean? What does it mean to love someone? Right after that night, doing a guided meditation of just what I was talking about. I did a guided meditation to place myself into this spirit of being in a place of health and wealth and love and abundance and support. And and there was a shift. And all of a sudden, instead of feeling the anger and emptiness within my chest, it was like this overwhelming just love. And it was like, what the frick is this? And so I set out to discover. I wanted more of it. And then I found out, holy shit, that's God. Holy crap, it's in me. Holy crap, it's all around. God is amazing. God is the good. The good is to be found in abundance. It just takes a matter of perspective and willingness. The willingness to sacrifice our old beliefs, the willingness to sacrifice our old ideas, our old judgment, and then just start intentionally finding the good in every single moment, every new moment, starting now. Kind of what I did.
Amen.
See, the thing is I don't have the results yet. And this is what is really, it's blowing my mind, Moose. Really is. I was talking to my mother earlier today. I love her. She's so funny. But she feels helpless in her situation regarding me as well. Anyway, the clock is ticking. Our lives are short. I wonder how low do we have to, how much ugliness do we have shown? How much corruption do the people need to see before we decide it's enough and it's time for a change?
I think we're almost there. I think the people are almost there. They're starting to feel it in every sector. You've got banks shutting down. You've got insurance companies. They're not insuring people anymore in certain places of California and Florida. Um, you've got all kinds of government corruption where you know people were electing one person who ran on I'm going to do this, and then their town is now being like the number one shot up town in America kind of thing. People are they're starting to wake up to the fact that we're living in a corrupt system, and
Mm-hmm.
they want change. They want change. I mean, look at the inflation. You go to the store and it's like, yeah, for $100 you get less groceries than you would get in 2000 for $20.
Yeah. It's, well, I've heard it said that there's many signs here. We're headed, we could potentially face another collapse and a period of depression similar to the early 1900s, the 1929 depression, where this is the insanity though of this system we've got. This capitalist system. It it is the exact, it is, we're dealing with feudalism and the nobility type thing. It's nothing has been changing. It's time for us to overcome this class nonsense and create a world where these stupid positions of authority, they don't get to decide who get what information does and does not get shared. We live in a world that is evil because collectively we've allowed secrets and lies to be enabled. So it is time, though. It is time. There is so much unrest, but this is what is frightening, frustrating as well. The migration problem is increasing because there's so much civil unrest. Much of the civil unrest is due to the feeding of division, of greed. And most of the greed and division is funded and fed by American taxpayers. So,
Yeah,
where do
but
you
it's okay because when we send this next big check to Ukraine, it's not going to Ukraine. Don't worry, Jack. It's going to all the military industrial complex of
That's
America.
right.
So we're still getting the money back. It's
American
all right.
jobs. That's right. American jobs. They're building the ammo and stuff. Golly,
Build back better, right? You build back better by destroying others. It's
this
it's
is
terrible.
it is so insane. I mean, once you start seeing it, the corruption and the insanity of this, it's, you can't unsee it. But there's so many people unwilling to see the insanity of the way that this is. The economic system and the political system, they're rigged. A lot of people know that they're rigged, but then they feel like, well, we can't do anything. No, no, it's not an option. I mean, it is an option, but it's not an option I want to take anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's people living under the bridges and living in tents in the cities and stuff, and it's like they're not in a campground or nothing. They're just it's like what the fuck? They
Well,
gave up.
Moose, here's kind of where I'm at too. I'm all in. I'm all in on the goal on trying to fix the economic system, but 35 days and my lease is up, and I might be in the park or under a bridge myself. So, although I'm sure I got time, I got rights as a tenant. This fucking rights nonsense. People don't know how to treat people like people because we treat everyone like things.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. And I'm not laughing about the 30 something days, man. That's
It's
pretty. That's intense, dude. You got some real thinking to do.
yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I am trying to figure it out. I believe, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the owner's intention is. They may just, now that they've got a year, I don't know. I don't know. They racked up, they made smart business decisions with my property. And I know I do have some rights, but at this point, I don't have any resources, so I haven't tried any sort of conversations. I don't know. Doesn't matter. God's will is going to get done. And this is my theory, too. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But based on the words I say, I'm completely dedicated to God. That's what I talk about all the time. God, love, faith, peace, love, you know, that's what I discuss. So I know there's biblical stories too where God takes people and allows them to be misunderstood and punished or harmed or imprisoned, and then flips the script, so to
Well,
say.
prison is three hots in a pot.
Yeah, I haven't had to do that. I have been so blessed already. This is what I realize. I have been so blessed already that's why I wonder, why would it not continue? Um, we got a guest pop up, but the electronics hasn't quite loaded up yet. And I think I remember, but I can't remember. But I think I do. So anyway, sorry, I distracted and I totally detracted from the conversation, didn't I? Where were we at? Discovering the way. We are all here to find our way. Well, to live the best and most authentic lives that we can. We get to create our way. We get to find our way. If you don't find your way, others will tell you what to do. That's what I used to do. I trusted I trusted the advice of others more than myself for a good part of my life. And it wasn't bad. I mean, I obviously stayed safe. Hey, we do have our other guests. Welcome, David. How you doing, brother? Do we have you there?
David, this is your neighborhood moose. Uh, welcome.
Jason, welcome back. You've been here
Thanks.
before, right? That's what I
Yeah,
thought. Yeah, yeah,
long
yeah.
time, yeah, bro. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, blessings. Welcome back. And David, I'm trying to remember. He and I had spoke, and he was one of the moneyless guys. Trying to remember which one, but anyway. Jason, welcome. Have you been tuned in or?
I've been watching for the last 15 minutes or so.
Beautiful.
I'm busy
Welcome.
with
Thank
the
you.
family, but respect, brother.
Any thoughts on anything so far?
Not yet, man. Just
All
I
right.
came here.
Cool.
I came here to listen.
Very cool, man. Appreciate it. The beauty of life, the perfection, allowing ourselves to discover the goodness and all that it has, all that it might bring forth. Where I was going with that, I was long-winded, but the Bible's got a lot of stories where God has taken people and raised them up after allowing them to drop. And I actually hope I have enough I have enough evidence that I have a lot of faith to believe that that could be what is happening with me. That God has taken me through the trials and tribulations that I have. You know, I've been misunderstood and my reputation, man, holy cows, holy cows. I've been mocked and ridiculed, but I tell you what, you hear my words, I'm all about God. So why wouldn't God send someone into my life to open the doors, right? Give me a chance. That is my prayer and my dreams, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, here. It doesn't seem you would want to stay in that house, given you say the community has ostracized you. It could be really holding you back, and it could be. The other side of that is if I think it will only take one. If I can get one witness with me here in Spokane, it'll start opening up the doors for others to realize
She comes in, I'm out.
they were wrong. What were you pointing at?
I just thought I thought the wife was about to come through the door and say go to bed. So I was like, yeah, I'm out of here in a minute. But no,
Oh,
she just yelling at the kids. This crazy shit.
gotcha. We need to construct the proper place for the Spirit of God to dwell, and all pains and sickness will leave you. I've heard explanations of that would make sense. I mean, there is a perfection that's available. There is a perfection that is available, and our body is naturally inclined to health. Now, what prevents health in especially today's times is the toxicity, that which we consume. When we consume diseased thoughts, diseased foods, right? Toxic chemicals in the water, in the food, in the
Like
diet.
McDonald's and shit.
Yep. And then you get these parasites within you, and these parasites and all the bacteria and the toxins within your body. Your mind isn't operating clearly. Your body is just like physically. Oh, I'm remembering. It's no way to live when you live that way, filled with toxicity. So sincerely, if you're feeling unhealthy, if you're feeling unworthy, ooh, well, I don't want to test this out too much.
No, I get you.
I was going to go in the direction of fasting, suggesting a fast, because it is when we fast that our body is allowed the opportunity to cleanse. And so that's why taking some time in your day, setting some short time in your day to detach from the world, just to go within yourself for prayer and meditation. Consider that a period of fasting from the world. Give your body, your mind, and your spirit. This is a new idea I just thought of, but it makes sense. fast from the world, at least for a little short period of the day, in prayer and meditation, going within to find joy and peace within your being, just by your mere beingness. You should feel, you can feel, I won't say what you should or shouldn't, you can feel good for no reason, just because you are being. It is a possibility. Now, what does good mean? How good can you feel? What can you do to help those good feelings? Those are all the questions I think about in my meditation. Because it feels good to feel good. And we can feel good or bad. Each day we get to choose. There's factors for either direction, but we can feel good or bad in different ways each day.
That's fact. That's fact.
It feels good to feel good.
No, drugs make you feel good. That's
Well,
fact.
many do, but what really feels good? What really feels good is self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care.
You got it.
Loving ourselves and doing the things that our body loves, that we love, because love is why we're here. This is our lifetime to live a life as ourselves. Nobody else has lived the way we have, as we are, who we are. This is our opportunity to discover everything that life can offer. It's
And
really,
I find it brilliant when you say stuff like that, that we're here on YouTube. People look at it as like a short term context of what you said on YouTube. And then I'm hearing what you're saying, man. I'm hearing
appreciate it. Thank you.
Respect, brother.
Well, these are things that, you know, it could be considered pretty obvious by some. It could be, you know, could be unknown by others. I'm sharing things that, to be honest, 6, 7 years ago, I wasn't thinking these things. I didn't discuss God at all. Was not part of my day, my thoughts at all. I had work to do. I had problems to deal with. I didn't have time to even care for myself.
You're looking at me. You're looking at
Sound,
me. What you're saying, man.
sounds
I'm there.
familiar? Yeah.
Yep. I'm there.
Well,
Let's see if I
found,
follow that. We'll see if I follow it. I probably will.
I found a better way. I found an easier way. I found a more joyful way. And the way I found it was to get out of my own way. That was the trick I learned. Stop allowing myself to feel angry. Stop allowing myself to feel hurt. Stop allowing myself to feel afraid or depressed. I started learning how to stop. To stop being who I used to be. Oh, shit. That is the path. That is the key. To becoming a new you, you got to learn how to stop being the old you.
Praise God. There you go. You just broke the seal.
It's just simple and obvious, but
bro.
Well, the path to enlightenment. As I've heard it said, we are all enlightened beings, but we're born into this world of confusion and deception and sin, I guess, where everyone's missing the mark.
So are you saying that as fact, or do we have to like learn it?
The goal to enlightenment is to unlearn. Okay, so we've got to unlearn.
It's been put in our heads. That's tough.
We got to actually, it's easier than it sounds. It really is.
Jack, we got
Only when
David
you
the
get it.
Indian in the back. He's in the back chat. I guess his
Oh,
microphone's
shit.
broken,
Oh,
but
man.
he's been talking to us for 5 minutes now.
I missed it. Sorry, David.
I didn't even see it. Thank you,
Me
David.
neither. Thanks, bro.
He's got the only choice is to live in fear or to unconditionally love. Self-love. Unconditionally. Imperfection. I agree. Unconditional love is why we are here. Love with one condition is hell. Church plus state equals 1.
Man, I'd be lying if I told you why I was. I reply to that question, that place. Do you know why I'm here?
No.
Yeah, I'd be lying.
Do you?
Yeah.
Will you share?
He's on his 12th beer right now.
You fucking Jack, it's been a minute. No shit, bro.
So I don't understand.
No?
Is there another reason you're here? A hidden reason?
No, absolutely not. I've been following
Okay.
you for like the last fucking at least 10 or 12 shows, man. I try to pay attention. I do, and I do.
I
And you
appreciate
got
it.
that shit. Respect, brother. I seriously, you got me, bro.
I appreciate it. Well, there's a perfection to all things, and all things do
Very.
bring us together. We're each day. Go ahead, Moose, if you were going to jump in.
Oh, I tried to
Think
stop.
of the people that sent me here.
Look at his room though. He's got like it's all green. He's got the checkerboard pattern. It's all like everything is all color coded. I like it. I like him.
It's a
You know what I mean?
fascinating setup.
He's got the
But
keyboard over there in the corner. Maybe he can make us some music for the show.
well, I'm a little confused on the 11th beer part. That's not a good sign.
I don't think it's a good sign either, but some people could take it. You know, like my neighbor, he would drink a 24 pack every single day and still drive his car down the street.
Yeah, that's lovely, Jason. Thank you. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but now we're gonna have to move on with the show. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, and I'm gonna move it back a little bit. Move it back to the beauty of life. Oh, there, where I was going, there is a perfection to all things, and each day, we have partial control over what does and does not come into our day. But we each have the opportunity through that which comes our day. We decide how much relevance we give to it, how much consideration we offer, how much we gain from that which we learn, that which we discover. I encourage anyone tuning in, try to consider some of the things that are being shared here about love, about the beauty of life, about the perfections of the way that things are, because we're here for a better reason, a greater reason. Welcome, Tarek. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, Jack, and everybody on the panel.
You coming in with anything or just here to join?
No, I'm here to join, listen to you. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I was just on that. I was just on the topic of my belief. We are here at this time for something great, something greater than we might realize. I've been allowing my mind to really expand into possibilities. The possibilities of what the future might bring forth. As my faith grew, my belief that I could participate in what could happen in the future, that grew too. I want to invite people. I am looking for other leaders who want to join with the idea of leading others towards the truth of themselves, the truth that we're here to make a better world, and that together we can accomplish far more than we can individually on our own. It's time, guys. It is time. It is time to get these ideas into the leadership of today. And these ideas I'm talking about is being honest, being accountable, being authentic. This world doesn't have to be the way that it is. You guys know this. So what do we do?
It's my brother. You don't own one thing.
Thoughts? Tarek, you're muted, brother. Tarek.
Thoughts and prayers.
I apologize, Jack. I don't know if Jason was saying something or somebody was saying something.
Something about thoughts and prayers, I think.
Oh, thoughts and prayers. I see. Yeah, I mean, Jack, you're absolutely correct on the together thing. I think you can't do this by yourself. You need to be together and united. That is very true.
Well, I believe these are the messages from the true spiritual, the true prophets and the true messengers that God has offered us. I think that is the essence of what is meant. We're here to unite. We're here to join together, not in this one world oppression. What is that? F cops.
No. Fuck
Holy
that.
cow.
Read the name. Read the goddamn
I
name.
can't see it from here. Probably Jack can.
Eric Brandt. Oh, yeah, it's all blurred up.
Right.
Eh?
Yeah, I don't.
Eric Brandt.
All right.
Look him up. Eric Brandt. Council meeting. Check that one out. He spoke.
Right.
Jack, there's one thing I know you're good at, because I've seen you do it many times before, and you're good at it. You can see it and sense it right away, and you're able to assess the situation. Like, for example, with Jason, and I don't know the man, and I respect him, and I'm not trying to say anything bad or anything about him, but a lot of times when I get newcomers, I just look into their eyes. If I can see you through the eyes, I can see there's something going on or something. Like, it gives me a closure. It gives me closure on what's going on. I don't know about you, Jack.
Stay you in.
It
Or give you an idea. I would be more polite.
Absolutely. Being able to look a man or woman in the eyes, it allows you to see their beingness a lot more. The thing is, though, is I don't know if I'm gun shy or if I'm successful in that I'm trying not to overread, trying not to preconceive or form too many judgments. But
yeah, I agree with you, Jack. And Jason, I wasn't trying to judge you in any way. That's why I was very nice.
No,
I'm just letting you know. No, I'm letting you know.
Respect.
Yeah. Now, Jason, one thing, if that is some of the conversation about drinking, and you have been drinking or are, if that's ever something you want to review, reach out to me or talk to me about it. Right? I'd love to offer some help.
No, that's cool. I've been here since 2007. I do that. It's okay.
I was very attached and very comfortable with my pattern for drinking. And I was even to the point where I couldn't trust. I told myself I couldn't trust someone who didn't have a drink, at least on occasion.
Whoa.
Um,
I follow
but
it. I follow it.
I was kind of
There's
lying
no-
to myself. It actually became a problem for me. And
Yeah.
and the thing is, once I found out how much better I could feel, whew, dude, no, I can't see any reasons for me to drink again. I just feel too amazing.
Hell yeah.
So
No, I respect that.
That's a good feeling, Jack.
yeah, health is an amazing gift and a precious gift that we can keep it or we can throw it away. We don't really care, right? Because we're just here for a little while. God
No,
will
we're
let
here
us
for a
do
long time.
well in the big scope of compared to what? I mean,
We're here for a long time.
no, our lives, dude, we're here and then we're gone just like that.
Yeah,
Just a
blimp,
flutter.
like they say.
We're I think I was watching a lecture earlier about the possibilities of this being a simulated experience, similar to like AI or computer generated. But crap, where was I going with that?
I don't know. Where we headed?
I don't know,
Something you had just said, Tarek.
Jack. Oh, I can comment a little bit if you want. Maybe remember, Jack. I hate to bring her up, right? Margo sometimes is nice in the chat, and sometimes she's not, and I wonder why. Like I never ever talked to her or only seen her in a chat. Like she just said, go to
Jack,
AA meeting and not talk to Jack about it. Why not Jack? Jack's been through it. He's an addict, for example, was an alcoholic, whatever the case may be, and knows a lot about it. Why does somebody have to go to AA and not speak to Jack? I don't get it.
I get it.
Well, explain to me. I've been to AA meetings, so I know what they're all about, but go ahead.
I agree with you, Tarek, but please,
Help me.
Jason, what do you think she means?
Well, the AA meetings. Well, I wasn't an alcoholic, so that kind of sucked. I was a crackhead. But they put me in the AA meetings. It did not help. No, it did not. Yeah, it didn't. It really didn't. My family didn't like me. It was crazy. I had a few distant friends. They're like, Jay, let's go do this. Like, all right, let's do this. Went for drives and shit. That was pretty cool. I got to drive. I was just a kid. It's pretty cool. Yep. Them times, right? Them times.
I don't know.
Well, no, the comment what Tarek was offering, I agree. And Margo, you might be picking up on this and not even be aware of it, Tarek, but I think you'd agree there's many people who find peace and health in their recovery through the program. But then just like religions, they worship the program and just become addicts to the tradition.
But you can never point fingers, though, right?
Well,
it'd be rude to.
We can point to the facts.
Yeah, I agree.
There's certainly, it's certainly adult and relevant for us to discuss facts. But what I think you were off observing too, Margo's, she's just opposed to me. That's what it is. She wants
and that's
to make.
That's what I was hinting to, Jack. Is that a personal agenda or event? I wouldn't say agenda. Is that a personal, maybe her being vindictive? I'm not sure how her personality is. You probably do. I just don't see it. Why? I've been to AA meetings, Jack, and at AA meetings, most of the times when you finally find maybe 2 or 3 people, and you guys can like maybe get together and start having normal, sober community things to do together, then you start like feeling life, and you kind of like feel better, right? But if you don't find those people, then you're stuck with AA, where I saw is mostly a sexual meeting. Like they used to all meet there just to get each other's number and have another sex addiction. And I'm sorry to say it, that was pretty much it. So when you say like you talk to Jack, I think sometimes if you find the right person and you can feel the energy in the communication, that's even better than going to AA meeting, because now you're on one-on-one and you both understand each other, you both help each other. I yield.
Well said, brother. Well said.
I agree. I don't know where Margo is at in her recovery. Her and I think the last time we actually spent time together at meetings was maybe in 2017. It's been a number of years. And so, Tarek, Margo's an interesting character in my personal life adventure. I don't know why she's chosen to do the things that she's done, but
you can't.
I trust.
You can't.
I trust. I could help her better understand me. And I think if she better understood me, she would better understand herself and her part in my life. And then by her better understanding of me and her,
good luck.
She would also, well, through what I've been learning, she'd understand her relationship to God a little better as well.
I agree.
Brother, good luck. I hope it happens.
I think
that did not sound sincere.
It didn't, but I think it just requires the opportunity for a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Go ahead, Jason. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I just said you also goddamn pretty.
I got you. One thing about Margo, like I think I saw her one time speak. One time where I kind of looked at her eyes a little bit. I couldn't look too much in. I couldn't like read her. But what I see from her, Jack, is she probably won't, even if she's wrong, she won't leave her community that she's with, for example, because that's where she feels safe and comfortable. Like it could be the co-workers, the employees. That's where she gets her comfort from. So even if she knows that you are right on most things or some things, whatever they are, she won't let that go, because now if she lets it go and admits to it, now she's kind of all her community employees and whatever most likely would have to like point fingers at her or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think you're right. And she's not alone. She's a personality type. There's a lot of people who get their value and their confidence based on the feedback and opinions of those around them. And those people who worry about opinions, they become very evasive and manipulative themselves. It's a psychosis. It's been normalized by this immoral society we live in, and people's poor behavior has been enabled. So to tie it back to what you were saying with Margo is, I think eventually she will come to the realization that she has actually deceived some of the groups that she's been part of. She's been part of the deception regarding me because she was confused. She didn't accept she was confused, and then she spread lies. So I think Margo will be learning that lesson of having to go back to people and say, oh, shit. Or she'll get called out. Hey, aren't you the lady that was saying this stuff?
Yep.
So.
And again, Margo, if you hear, and I'm sure you're in the chat, I'm not picking on you or like judging in any way. I'm just saying my opinion based on what I see from just what I read from the chat, and maybe one time I saw you on panel. If you want to make that clear, so.
I appreciate that. You're pretty observant, Tarek. You are pretty observant as well. You've got a strong faith that I haven't quite understood well yet, but I see the results of your faith.
Yeah, I trust it completely, Jack. It's helped me a lot in my life, and like there's times where I've been wrong, and I knew I was about to do something wrong, and I did it anyway. Like I fall short, but right after I asked God to forgive me, and try to like do better and be better every day. So yeah, I try to, you know, self reflect every day and move on and do better.
I see that. And you know what? However you develop that pattern, good for you. And thank you for doing that. That's a pattern that all of us can develop, is the pattern of self-awareness, paying attention to yourself and growing in yourself and growing with those around. Growing in your ability to discern, growing in your ability to understand your intuition. These bodies were designed with so many gifts, so many attributes that may not realize.
Yes.
All right, brother. Thanks for having me up, Jack. I've got to hop out now, bro.
Nice to see you, Jason.
Thanks, man, for having me up. Take crew, David.
Yep.
You also. Thanks, brother.
Take it easy, man.
Catch you on the next one.
Stay blessed, brother. Thank you for joining. Life, fascinating.
Hey, Jack,
go ahead.
I may add, no, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Please.
No, I was just saying, like, if I may add to what you said about intuition and how you like the energy, the spirit guides you when you find it. It just, people are missing out on that energy. Like when you do get in that intuition or whatever you want to call it, the spiritual energy, it does guide you in so many ways. You just, like, you're so blessed to have. I'll leave it at that. It's a blessing to have that in your life. It just keeps you away from all the harm. You can see people right for who they are, and even like when you get on nature, you can feel things. You can tell when somebody's coming after you from far away or not. You can tell if somebody's safe as soon as you get close to them. I mean, the energy tells you right away to back up, keep your guard up, down. It's amazing.
The abilities we're gifted with. Yes, that's what I've been learning and realizing. I never took that stuff seriously, because, you don't need intuition. We're not living in the jungle anymore. Bullshit. You better start learning how to listen to yourself. The way we are created, and the creator who created us, man, sincerely, just praise God. Good work. I mean, holy cow. So these are the messages that the world is ready for. These messages of praise and love of life. And it would be so easy for people all around the world to praise and love life if they knew that, well, if we weren't at such war with each other.
Or with self.
With self, too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that inner peace was so important. Something you said earlier about joy or beauty, something. In my path, trying to understand God and what does love mean? What are these things? Love, truth, and God. Those were how I defined my importance for myself. As I sought to learn and grow in those things, the joy, the feelings, the inner peace, oh my goodness. I pray I never lose sight. I pray I never lose sight of God's goodness again.
I pray too, Jack. It is like one time, Jack, I would say, like, some people I think don't read you right. Like sometimes I'm watching the panel and I'm watching the broadcast. I'm not on the panel, and like I think like 2 days ago you were saying something to Lindsay. I don't think she understood what you were saying. You said something to her and you were saying it in a not riddles, but in a way that it was supposed to be said, and I don't think she got it that day. So sometimes people have to understand when you are talking, sometimes you're saying things in a nutshell, and they're not seeing it. Like when you say, I think you said one time that the future will be good for us or something like that, but the future you're saying, and somebody took it different. And I understood it, but I didn't want to come on panel and just say something so nobody takes it offensively.
Thank you, Tarek. I know sometimes I do speak. Sometimes I could say things a lot more clearly or a lot more simply than I do.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, Knowledge 2020.
Hey, Jack, how you doing?
Feeling blessed. How are you today? We got another guest here too. So,
oh, I got you, Knowledge. Oh, I got you. I'm a dirty dog. I got you on panel finally. You've been
What's up,
chatting
Tommy?
away. You've been chatting the exact opposite of your name
What?
for damn near 2 years, and now I got you on panel.
welcome, Tom. Let's.
I'm not really here for him, Jack. Jack,
Good.
do you know why I calmed you the other day? Do you know exactly how that went down? It's because you submitted. You like submitted to the idea of, yeah, man, I'll just be the Michael Scott dinner for schmucks guy. And then you just had this calm of like, there, now it's fine. It's like once all the dogs at the dog park know which one is the alpha, the rest of them are, oh, okay, cool, now I can relax. Now I know that guy's the alpha and I'm just another dog at the dog park. What happened, Jack? But
all right.
tomorrow, Jack, listen to me, don't listen to me, don't listen to any of these fucks that want to see you on the street. As soon as possible, you must buy AMC shares. That shit is going down. Like, no man knoweth the day and the hour, but it's only sooner than it's ever been. This could get you out of your predicament.
Thank you for the non-investment.
Not financial advice. No, very much financial advice, people. That shit's like $4 a share, and we're estimating it could go 1K, 10K a share any day. Even the hedge funds that were shorting it maliciously for 3 years are now betting long on it.
Tommy, it's all a game. It's all
a game that you can win.
Well, illusions of winning.
Jack, I've won. I've blown it. I've won. I've kissed it up to God. I'm gonna win again, and you can win too.
I am winning.
People are much more open. Like whenever I had black Joe Cool friends bitching about the cops on Facebook, I used to say, that would go a lot further if us yuppie white people would be saying it for you. And bitching about the economy and the monetary system goes much further when you're someone that's successful in it.
Well,
any fucking broke loser Paul Unslaved can bitch about the monetary.
I agree. And I'm not complaining about it. I admire the way it's designed. It's been brilliantly executed. I just disagree with the criminality of it, the way that it has been sold.
Well, that comes down to the individual.
Well, yes and no. It goes down to the individual for selling the lie and the other individual for believing the lie. But then
no. I mean, the criminality, I think, comes down to, like, I've never been criminal in the market, but I'm aware of criminal acts in the market.
No, the market is criminal in its beingness. It's
no. That's what gives all this fiat value, is that market's happening. It's like on the Bane Batman, whenever they're like, hey, if that market crashes, all that stuff you got in your mattress ain't gonna be worth shit.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a system. It's the system, man.
Okay, this is the thing. Man and women, people are more important than money, but we live in a world where the only reason people...
It depends on which person you are.
Money. No, everyone...
How much would you pay to save Snafu Snap?
I would pay you. I would.
Right, but I would not accept that money. Like, I've passed money on the street that is more valuable than what I'd pay to save Snafu Snap.
Well, it depends. I mean, here, I don't want to focus on the individual. I think the greater is where the value is.
Oh, the broad stroke. I
Yeah,
know your style. Yeah, Jack,
change
this
the
is where you're gonna
world.
lose me.
Change the world. Let's change the world. Not let
But
them.
Jack, I got a question. I think Tommy came with good intention about the AMC thing. But here's one thing like I would do, and I don't know why people don't do it, and
Remember
even
that Eric
sometimes for
Clapton
Tommy.
shit?
No, even
Paul,
for
you remember
Tommy.
that
But
Eric Clapton shit?
Stop. Let him
it's
finish,
okay.
please.
It's a good jam.
What I'm saying is,
That
like,
baby face?
you, say you have like 50 or 100 people that are willing, for example, to contribute, right? It shouldn't be that
Correct
hard.
family
For
reunion.
example, can I say one thing, Tommy, that I interrupted me? It's not that hard to make everybody not make for everybody to contribute a little bit to make that happen instead of gambling on a AMC thing or something like that. If people get together and you want to put a community, that's the way it should be. It should be very easy. You know, like
Yeah, but then you got the Talcotts that just want to receive. They're not
No,
doing the chipping in.
that's a false
I don't see
representation.
I'm
that.
giving
I
you
don't see that
shit,
being Jack.
Jack. You know what I'm saying, though. Someone's always going to be the lazy acceptor
Right. And
by
currently,
default.
lazy
Like,
acceptors are the ones who are rewarded. Those who figure out how to manipulate and deceive, they don't do shit. They just collect. It's brilliant. Let's stop
and you
playing
have been
along.
on here every day, haven't you, Jack?
I think we can overcome this nonsense. And the way to overcome it, it's not through individuals, but it is by joining together. And as we join together, we demand, we insist upon. Wait, there was something.
You ain't gonna insist nothing on these Chinese immigrants that are headed in through an alternate route into the country as opposed to other border crossing immigrants.
No.
Um,
No, we can overcome the needs for the borders. We can overcome the
no,
needs.
they're gonna do the Starship Troopers thing, man. They're gonna link citizenship to military service. And right now you'd be like, fine, because it's all blue blood Americans. But by the time you got a bunch of immigrants by the millions in this country and you link military service to citizenship, you will have your own military putting the boot to US citizens in the streets.
That's currently what's happening. I mean, it's not to that.
Oh my God, you're catching up. You're catching up then, Jack.
I'm not
Good job.
catching up. I'm here and present, dude. I'm like 2 steps ahead. Let's confront this. And we can
Jack, what's your shot grouping at 100 yards and 300 yards?
pretty good.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It's been a while, but
Oh, you get back on it like a bike, baby.
that's right. Hey,
Jack the killer.
That's a good one, Tommy.
we have opportunities.
Private joker.
We can overcome. We can overcome the ways of the world. And the ways of the world are about warring. We don't have to war. We can bring peace. Peace.
And
This is what
can I say something real quick? Just real quick. I'd like to correct the record because I did say something that one time I made a mistake on towards Paul. I did check the account from my account. It was about 1,000. It wasn't 2 or 3. So Paul, I apologize. I thought it was more. It was not. That's the one that came from my account. Yes. So you were correct, and I apologize. Just to let you know.
Thank you for correcting the record.
Yeah, no. If I do something wrong, I'll
Maybe you
correct it.
should have tried all that
put it on camera.
apologeticness with your first or second wife, Tarek.
No, I only have one. I only had one wife. I don't know. Tommy, if you make it, here's the thing with me. I don't know about you. Your conscience has to be clear, clean, pure. If you made a mistake and say I said something towards Paul that was not true, especially something like that in money when it was not true, and you know it's not true and you go along with it, that's not good conscience. So you gotta say the truth when you know the truth. I looked into it and it was
exactly like a baby, Tarek. That's why I walk freely in the
on.
communities. I do that.
What do we?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. there's another guest in the back, and actually, Paul, welcome, brother. I'm glad to see you as always. And I'm not sure if I should or not. Snafu?
Oh, not.
Oh, I heard Tommy mention my name, and I just definitely wanted to say hello,
Well,
Mr.
I
Snowball.
said your
Okay,
name.
so let's not let this decay, please. Okay?
By the way, Jack, how you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling blessed, my friend. Feeling
Good.
blessed. Well, we're discussing a great topic today. We're discussing the beauty of life, and life really does. It's an adventure. If you can see past the pain and the horror and the suffering and look past that into the greater programming, the greater aspects of the adventure. There's a love story. There is just
Next level stuff, Jack.
the
You know,
world.
Tommy loves his meth.
Stop. What? Wait. That is just like so
Degradation
left field,
It's
initiated.
so true.
unnecessary, unhelpful, irrelevant.
Unnecessarily
That's-
true. You're right. We can move forward.
Well, this coming from a guy that wants to say I was in Denver recently and I didn't.
Jack,
tell
it's
you.
probably best
Why
to send the
didn't you do it
tards
then?
back to their holes where they desperately need their attention.
But you just
From the
got
10
here,
to 20.
Paulie.
From the 10 to 20 folks who watch them regularly, probably
I'm,
best
But you
off to
just
just send
got
them
here.
back.
I'm kind of inclined. Thank you for pointing that out.
Paul, you know in season 5 we get
Stop.
Jack to admit to his state and then we say
There's no
that's
seasons,
you,
Tom.
Paul.
You're insane. That's the thing. You're
No,
in your
No,
imagination again.
you're insane because you don't
Tom.
realize you are also a Jack Talcott.
We are all aspects of the one. There is one.
Of the Jack Talcott?
There is
Yeah,
one.
some of us are not trying to pretend to be more valuable and important than we actually are. So you might
But
want to
you
take
are,
heed for
aren't
that.
you?
No, we're not. So again, I speak for me. I'm not speaking for him or anyone else. That's you.
Right.
Right.
You're
Jack,
they
feel
can't
free to
do
do
it
the
like
that's
me.
you thing with me.
They
Because
can't
I like
do
doing the
this stuff
that's
like
you
me.
thing.
No.
You obviously can't. That's the thing. You're not willing to look at the results and just admit you can't do what I do.
Oh, I'm not willing to look at the
Can
results
you
when
send them back, Jack?
everybody.
Can we spare the audience and the rest of the panel from hearing his constant need for attention, desperate cling to get audience members over to his horrible channel? That's all this is. Constantly.
Yeah. Welcome, brother. Snafu, Tom, thank you very much. You didn't necessarily do anything wrong, so please don't take the wrong message. I am intending to have more orderly conversations. So.
Yeah, you got to leave out the folks with the mental emotional disorders then.
Well, that would leave me no one to talk to.
Exactly. That's why I've been contemplating just ending the broadcast altogether, right?
Well, that's
Let's just find the middle ground.
It's a dance. How much do I want to deal with insanity? And then when I spend time alone, it's like, okay, am I helping the insanity? No, I'm not. I think if I at least expose myself to some of the insanity that, well, hopefully not too much of that rubs off on me, but because this world, man, I feel, well, I know what has happened with me, and it was and was not entirely my choices, but I'm no longer part of the world, and it feels good, right? Feels good to be free. You know that too, Paul. You're not tied down to some job or some corporate desk.
Yeah, I work for the truth and myself, which is a great place to be in life.
Yes. And the truth works for us too. It's a matter of getting everything into the right perspective, the right timing. And actually the timing, I think, is all, I think that's God's design. Honestly, this actually swings into the other aspect I was talking about, rising above the form into the mental and the spiritual aspects of life. Crap. Now I forgot where I was going.
In other news, Margo Davey is apparently traveling with someone who is a member of the UN. So if you get on her good side, she might be able to put a word in for you over there.
You know, she probably could. She actually, as I understand, has or had connections, and certainly, but this is the thing, we all have these opportunities. What I think, I honestly believe the most important thing we can discover in our lives is connections. It really is. It's who you know, and at the right time. Because even if you're the most qualified for a job, qualified for something, if someone else doesn't see it, it doesn't matter, right?
I mean, yeah, I can kind of agree with that, but I think that the faith in the process and procedure has to come, it has to be the ultimate state of beingness, right? Because there's going to be many times where folks do see things in you or see you doing their vision, and you have to hold fast to who brings you to the dance, so to speak, right? So, yeah, I think that you know, it's a fine line there with working with other people and yoking yourself to other people who are not completely in alignment. Sometimes you got to pass by a lot of the offers in order to get to where you're meant to be and who's meant to be with you.
Yes, no disagreement there. But I think you and I have had some disagreement on some of this, the perceptions of this, because I've done it before. I'll work with an enemy to get a job done. If the job is more important than my status with the enemy, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I've been placed in situations where I've had to, by circumstance, had to find a way to work with people that are just fucking intolerable. Maybe that's why people have a tough time working with me now. Maybe I become intolerable.
Well, you know how I feel about that. I don't think that necessarily we're here to tolerate, right? We're here to interact with and co-create with what we resonate with, and that's far from everybody and everything. So I'm not bashful and shy about just cutting the fat, so to speak, and letting it all go.
I got you. Yes, I am too. Now, maybe I think I'm willing to try working with just about anyone. Doesn't mean it'll continue, but I'm willing to give people a chance, I think. But I do know what you're saying too. You do need to have some discernment, and in any, here's where I'm at. I guess why I'm comfortable doing that is I know that in any relationship, I will be minimizing the liability that could be, you know, the damage that can be done to me. I'm not a fool in my partnerships, but that's why I know that I can work with others. You evaluate risk versus reward and what's the potential on good and bad. And then evaluate your value, the time, of course, your time and energy compared to other alternatives that are available. But brother, there's a reason you and I met. There's a reason you and I have been on the paths of discovery and learning and challenges that we have been. We're like others, but I think you know we're different. I think others know you're different. I think others know I'm different.
Is there a difference in our difference?
There's some differences in our differences, certainly. But see, this is where I honestly, I see so many connections between me and the story of Jesus, because there's so many differences. I can see the patterns of connections. And that's kind of like all of us too. That's the way to see the connections. Sometimes we're opposite, sometimes we're similar, sometimes we're just varying degrees in between. Margo Davy. Margo Davy. One of these days, Margo, sincerely, if you ever make it back to Spokane, I encourage you. Allow us to go for a coffee or something. Might treat. See, Margo, you're such a storyteller. And when the stories aren't factual, doesn't that make you a liar? Nobody was placed in lockdown by me.
Jack, you were running a gulag on Spokane? I didn't even know about that.
Dude, I don't get it.
No, that was that was the year you got elected vice president. And you were working with Obama. That was the beginning of the lockdown. I get it all confused. I have a horrible memory for this shit.
Well, yeah, I mean,
no, that was the year you ran for mayor of Spokane and got elected, and you put everyone in lockdown for safety. You didn't know what was going on. Wuhan flu, the whole thing. We didn't know at that point. He can't be faulted for that.
Thank you, especially since it wasn't even me.
Margo does have a very vivid imagination, I've noticed.
Dude, yes. This is what has been challenging, because people don't, I don't know. People are like fucking comic characters. That's the way I see it. They really are.
Now you're getting it. We're in a simulation and everybody's a fucking avatar, and somehow we uploaded the same self to different avatars with different attributes, and it makes for a hell of a game.
And then they're all confused and arrogant, telling everybody what to do, and they're just running around in circles themselves. Go over there, do this, be like me. No, I don't want to be like you. Man, see, and this is why I think too our creator has a sense of humor, because there's no way this couldn't be as some sort of a joke. Life, I mean, it's a practical joke, right? We're given this experience of life and form, only to have it taken away again.
Yeah, it's a journey, though. You're supposed to learn something along the way. You refine your soul, and when you get to the end, then you find where you're going. You're either connected with God or you're not connected with God. Right?
Yeah, well, the transient nature of this experience seemingly is meant to teach us to stop trying to possess. You can hold, but you can't possess. You can become, but you can't clutch, right? So,
well, it's each individual's journey. It's not for somebody else to put it on somebody else. Oh, you're doing this, and I can't stand that, or I don't want you to do that. It's more about the refinement of yourself.
It is.
I mean, there's a logical sequence of events. Like when I come over here and do the thing with Jack, it's not condemnation of him. It's reflection of self as self. I see the same journey he's on that I've been on. So I speak as if it's the same journey. It may not be, right? And then we may all find out later that what I had to offer was not valuable, right? But again, from where I sit and the teaching that I kind of walk with is there is only one self on the highest level. On the lowest level, the only difference is perspective and understanding. We can achieve the same perspective and the same understanding. We will get the same results, thereby verifying we will all live in the same quote unquote kingdom of heaven in a sense, right? We all have the same perspective and awareness, and we live in a beneficent way and get the same results as much as possible. Where's the problem? Where's the issue? Where's the division? Where's the disconnect?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think we get similar results. We can certainly, I don't know, we can all improve. Margo, I want to know what you're saying here. So, Margo, I taught at the junior high in Jack's neighborhood. There's actually no school in the immediate neighborhood, so I'm not sure which that means, but you allegedly had to go in lockdown for a suicide threatening at the house that Jack rents. So, Margo, what year was this that you're alleging your school was in danger by? You're fucking delusional, lady.
Jack, I don't want to like hurt your feelings, but 3/4 of your chat is delusional. I mean, look down there right now. Look what they're doing. Look what they're saying. Look who they're fighting and arguing with. The consistent narratives day after day. It's pure insanity. These people do the same thing day in and day out with the same horrible results and act like it's going to change. Then they project such onto me. And that's the most fascinating part. I go, no, I'm doing better than ever. I'm seeing how you guys are doing, and I feel for you. All right? I'd help you, but you won't let me.
I'm certainly interested in Melanie.
Jack, I think she means jujitsu, right? That's a different BJJ than you were thinking of.
Okay.
That's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Jack. All right? Get your hopes up there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Damn it. I don't know. There was something I was gonna say. I don't know. We're here. The chat. This world we live in, it is filled with people good-hearted people who have minds of confusion. That's what the world we live in. And I truly believe what you were saying, Paul, too. We can understand similar things. Maybe not exactly the same way, but we can certainly understand similar ways and have similar results. I think the results are, the results come from God. Holy cows, what a blessing. Welcome, Margo.
Hi, Jack.
So, did you join with something, or may I ask a question? Go ahead.
Someone in the panel asked me to join, so I thought I'm home with COVID, so I've got lots of time on my hands.
Oh, well, blessing.
Wait a second. We're buying into that narrative now?
Well, the test said I have COVID, and it means I don't have to go to work for a couple days. So, Paul, I'm unslaved.
So you'll accept nonsense in order to avoid your obligations. That's always a good character trait. And you'll repeat it as such, too.
I've saved up enough sick time, so I'm good.
I'm sure.
Come on, Margo. I expect better of you. If you're going to come here and be sanctimonious and self-righteous, at least put it across properly.
Well, Paul, you can spank me on Wednesday when I get to Denver.
Ooh. Is Slow State going to get upset about that? I know he is your boyfriend. I am, of course, your man friend.
Well, someone said that I'm old enough to be Flo's dad or mom, so I'm a little offended.
I won't comment.
Anyway, so
Jack, what do you want to ask me?
Well, what year are you alleging that the school was in lockdown because of threats made from my home?
It was when you threatened suicide. You had like a pellet gun or something?
Wait, Jack, you were going to commit suicide with a pellet gun? That would be extremely painful.
Right. It's not accurate. So what are you trying to remember? What year was that you alleged the school was locked down?
Well, I've got an initial question first. You said that you thought we were in AA together at 2016. Wasn't it 2018?
No. AA was, I went to detox in 2016. I had stopped going to AA. I might have been to a meeting in 2018, but I had stopped frequenting them. 2018 was the year my life changed. 2016 was when I met you.
Okay. Well, we don't need to discuss why my school went into lockdown.
Well, what year?
Jack, I have a life. I don't remember years all the time. I want to say that.
Well, I allege, Margo, you're lying, that you're taking.
I'm not lying.
You're taking. Maybe an event happened, but I think you're conflating it and misdirecting it to me. You're creating these false stories about me, and you're seriously spreading confusion.
No.
What year? Let's get clear on your facts.
Well, wait a second. If it's a lie, why are you asking me what year?
I'm trying to demonstrate that you're lying, that you don't actually have details, and you're doing pretty good at proving what I'm saying, that you don't have the details. That
okay, I worked at Salt Junior High from 2014 until.
Is someone else spanking you, Margo?
I wish, man. Oh,
yeah, the guy that you're scared
I heard
of.
awful things.
It was.
I can see that the mood is darker now, though.
I'm trying to remember when.
That's the circles around your eyes.
Jack, when did you get fired from the post office?
Well, the labor dispute started in 2018, and the termination. My rights were exhausted, and the decision was made in, I think, 2021.
Okay, it was probably 2018 when we went into lockdown. Joel, your neighbor, knows.
What month would that have been?
Jack.
Well, I'm curious, because you may be right. 2018 was the day where I called Charles Smith and told him that I'd been contemplating suicide because I couldn't figure out how to convince anyone to listen to me. And I was hoping Charles would call the union reps in Spokane and tell them to do their fucking job. And
well, he called the police and our school went into lockdown.
So Margo, that occurred in the middle of the night, about 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night on a maybe Thursday night. So for you to allege, and there was no threats made to anyone. So for you to allege
when there is a
Margo,
threat to suicide,
you're a liar.
You go down into lockdown.
Margo, why
in the hell would I lie about that?
Because you're a liar. I don't know
I'm
why
not.
you've been lying.
You want to testify to what I've witnessed? Jack is much more likely to threaten homicide than suicide. I think we all can attest to that.
Well, here, Margo, what do you think is gained by you fucking telling this story? What is
where does this all go? Like, we've been doing this for a year and a half. We got to freshen up the routine.
I don't know. Jack was the one that asked me about it.
Margo, you were in the chat saying you made this claim that you were working at a school that was shut down because of threats from suicide from my address. What the fuck are you saying?
We got a call from the Spokane Police Department saying that there was someone that had threatened suicide and that we were going into lockdown until it was resolved. And I believe that you were.
How does that connect to me?
Jack, my students live in your neighborhood and Joel confirmed it.
Joel is not, if you mean
she had her evidence is some kid came to school and said Jack Talcott did it.
No, Joel is Jack's neighbor, or was at the time. He was.
There is no Margo, you're fucking confused. Joseph, is that who you mean?
Jack.
This is all he said, she said. There's no facts here.
Okay, does anyone care? Does anyone care to help understand? Because I allege Margo is confused and lying, and that her lies and confusion have damaged my life.
You try to call me a liar, and then you'll boot me any second because people know that I'm not a liar and I'm legit.
Can we just, hey Jack, can we just like have a simulation here where we all just practice acceptance? Like just say, okay, I did it.
How about this? Does anyone here besides me care about what is true? Or is everyone okay with Margo spreading lies?
Well,
I
her
just don't
story
see like
sounds very unlikely, man. I live in the city and people get shot all the time. They don't lock the schools down, and that's homicide. Sometimes right up the block from the school, and I can see it happening.
Well, I work at a school and they put us in lockdown.
And Margo,
What's
you've
the
not
strange?
tied any connection to me other than your fucking imagination.
You're lying because you don't want people to know the
Margo,
truth, Jack.
Margo, what if I'm trying to correct you because what you're alleging is damaging to me and my reputation? So I'm actually trying to correct the record here.
You've done a good enough job yourself with your reputation. No one has to ruin it for you.
Let's discuss this instance here with your claim today. I allege once again, Margo, and I'm not, tell you what, this is the only lie I'm focused on right now. You're confused.
Pieces available.
Margo.
Oh, this is so much
Margo,
fun.
when are you going to admit your confusion? That's the simplest step.
I don't know, Jackie.
Margo,
I'm
I'm
go
just
ahead and
wondering
admit
how
my
is it even
confusion. I have
pertinent?
no idea why I'm
How
here
is it
right
even
now.
pertinent bringing that shit up though?
What?
Like how does that reflect on anything? Something that happened in 2018 may be true, may not be true. It's not really pertinent.
Knowledge. He was the one that brought it up on panel. So
No, Margo,
I think he was responding
you
to
brought it
your
in
comment.
chat. Yes, thank you, Knowledge.
I
Margo,
can chat about anything that I want.
so why? This is the point. Margo, this is the point. You are out of control with your mouth, with your words, and you are not accepting accountability. You're a blind, you're like a dry drunk, literally. So I've been trying to communicate with you for several years now, Margo. And I would really appreciate, actually, Knowledge, thank you. I appreciate helping try to communicate with Margo, because Margo, if you would simply humble yourself to the fact that you might have misspoke earlier, that you might have been wrong, then we wouldn't be tied up in this stupid argument of you constantly calling me a liar.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good point. Regardless of what our experience is, if you're going to talk firsthand on that experience, all of your evidence or facts is anecdotal. You can't say Joe said Jack put a pellet gun to his head and said he's going to commit suicide. I mean, people say shit all day, every day. It doesn't make it true.
Well, it's on record with the Spokane Police Department, and it's
Not
also
why
on
you
record.
Can we verify that? Can we verify that? Because, like, I think everybody's getting tired of the baseless claims that we can't verify or, like, dispute.
Go verify.
Backchat has
Go verify
Spokane lockdown policy. Lockdowns occur when there's a perceived danger inside the building or on campus.
or outside the building in the state of Washington. In the state of Washington.
So if there's a perceived
I just linked it
threat
backstage.
in the state of Washington, the school that Margo works at, they're going to lock it down. If there's a perceived threat in the state of Washington.
Because Jack was at home with a pellet gun to his head. They locked down the school.
Well, we didn't know it was a pellet gun at that time.
Margo, I think, again, I'm not trying to be offensive to you. I know you quote unquote like me or respect me, but you're discrediting yourself by using anecdotal verbiage to substantiate a baseless claim.
Well, okay,
right? Like
well,
we have our own experiences firsthand with Jack. If we want to play the game of like condemnation or, you know, call out the discernment of what we observe, but there's no point in going back to that and continuing this drama cycle when we can't even verify or dispute it. He's going to say one thing, you're going to say something else. Where does it go?
Perfect. Change the subject, please.
Oh, hey, actually, someone.
I would like it if Paul would talk.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can't do that here because that's like you're kind of starting drama a second way.
Well, you're talking, so I win.
Someone may have brought Margo's evidence. 3 Spokane schools locked down.
I swear to God, if your face or name is in there.
No, it is not. See, this is May of 2018, and so Margo Is it possible you've got your dates mixed up? Is it possible you're still looping on these? See, you convicted yourself and I years ago. You jumped to these conclusions that I was a danger. Then you ran around alleging that I'm a danger to all these people. So you gambled both of our reputations, lady. Margo, if this is what you're talking about, consider yourself proven wrong.
It says right there that the schools were locked down.
Yeah, in May. Has nothing to do with Jack Talcott, dumbass.
I didn't say that it was May, did I?
Hey, dumbass.
You were asked, when was it, Margo? When was it, Margo?
Jack, I don't know,
You know what?
nor do I care.
I'm done. Thank you, Margo.
Oh, so it's something, Jack.
Do you guys, I'm sorry, I don't
wanted to say-
want to be rude. If you guys feel there's any value, I'm done.
I kind of like
No,
the
it's up
idea
to
of
you.
you like whipping and beating people, but then bringing them back in. Like this way, you can get the best of both worlds. You can whip them, beat them, dunk them, and then bring them back into cycle.
All right, I want to say one thing to Margo. Margo, like, I had made a claim against Paul, like maybe, I don't know, last week, and I thought I was 100% right. And this is only myself. No rumors, no neighbors, nothing.
Well, that's
I
the
said,
thing.
"Let me
I've been
check
trying to tell you for months. You're a little bit retarded. I've been telling a lot
No,
of
I
folks
know.
that, and they won't accept it.
No,
They
I
think it's
know.
like an affront to their pride and ego.
No, I know, Paul. I made a mistake and I apologize. But I'm saying to her, like, I had to look. I looked
Don't
back and I
apologize
was
for being
wrong.
retarded. It's your parents' fault. It's not your fault.
No, I'm not retarded. I just think I was wrong. That's all. Okay, we make mistakes, and when you make a mistake, you have to say you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't, then you're gonna live with that on your conscience. That's all I would say.
I think there's one main theme going on here and in life. Folks need to practice unclutching, right? Stop with the clutching behavior, hanging on, carrying out the drama, cycling incessantly like they're doing in chat still. Doesn't
Release
work
the
for
pain.
you.
It does get old. Hey, you know, thank you to all of you guys, really. Margo, you're going to learn the truth eventually. Everyone is going to learn the truth eventually. And what makes things better when we admit we were wrong, oh, it's so much better than when we are proven to be wrong. But I'm happy to prove you are wrong, Margo, because I know the facts stand on my side.
All right. Prove it.
Here's something. Well, are you going to allow yourself to be proven? Will you allow me to prove it, or do you need to wait until others prove that? No, Margo, you were wrong.
I will allow you to try.
Yeah.
But I never said it was May.
What are you willing?
Said it was May.
Right. What are you willing to be wrong about? You've said a lot about me. You said I lied on the day I went to the psychiatric evaluation. You've alleged I've been abusive to many people. You've made all sorts of.
You have several guests up here with a lot of knowledge. You've got people in the chat. The last thing they want to hear is you go round and round with a lady that doesn't even live in your state. Change your subject, dude.
That's a good point. So that is a good point from you. It's a good deflection, because you're right. There is value in that. The time for the viewers would be best spent sharing some of the wisdom that's available, because there is some intelligence and wisdom here. Now, the other part, though, my realistic life is happening. Today is happening. I have timelines and I've got countdowns, and I've also got goals that I'm working towards achieving. And Margo,
do you have those goals on a list? I would love to hear it. Please. Come on, it's your show. Let's hear your goals.
For what purpose? I mean, I've answered my goals and explained my goals many times, but Margo, what are you doing?
You said that you have many goals. I'm asking you today what your goals are.
Why? Why are you interrupting me to ask me my goals? Why do you now today care about what my goals are?
Does she know where she is right now, Jack? Ask her if she knows where she is right now.
She'll have an answer. Do you know where you are, Margo?
I am packing on my way to go see Paul in Denver, Colorado.
Wait, what did she just say? She said she's on the way to me?
Yeah.
Well,
all right, well, I guess I'll strap up.
Well,
yes, I know where I am.
Is she someone to be trusted, though? Does she actually share truth, or does she just say words?
We've moved on. We've moved on. Didn't you hear Paul unclench?
Unclench the rectum. Loosen.
Well, I know
the body.
You didn't answer the question so that I could tell. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you are doing here today in this moment?
Is it time for
Can you find a space in you, Margo, to love Jack unconditionally and be genuine in your support of him and his goals that you believe are reasonable? The ones that you don't believe are reasonable, obviously you don't have to support.
Well,
but there's really no point in asking him.
Are you purposely trying to trigger Jack? Is that what you're trying to do? Because you can see that that's what you're doing. So I just want to know, is it purposeful what you're doing, or like is that the goal that you had? You wanted to get under his skin and
I think that she's stuck on a truth that she's experienced and she wants it to be known and accepted. And clearly it's not seen the same way from his angle. So it's probably never going to be met on common ground, especially the way we're approaching it.
Yeah, until she can prove it. I mean, she might just be marrying one situation to another situation that really don't go together.
I don't believe in marriage.
Well, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Something might have happened. Something might have happened with him. But that doesn't mean that the two incidents were together. They might be separate. You can't really prove it unless you want to get the police report with his address on it.
Well, Jack is welcome to do that. He can do that.
Why should
you can do that too, I guess.
Well, this is the thing. Margo is, in my experience, unfortunately, Margo has played the judge, the jury, even the punisher. She's gone out of her way to make sure people have fear or doubts about me. And
he says this because he wants to have someone to blame because
hey Margo, hey Margo.
Yes.
That's inaccurate. And I don't appreciate your interruption when you're not being helpful or even pretending to understand. So I've been very patient with you throughout several years. I've been very forgiving. I have been very kind despite the ugliness you've shown to me. Now, Paul asked you a very reasonable question. And Paul, thank you. You were trying a different approach, trying to find a way to communicate.
Paul, will you repeat the question, please?
I don't even know specifically the question that I asked because there's been so much in between. I mean, it's really all the same sentiment. Like, what is the point of coming here and then appealing to the audience, even from both sides? What's the point of Jack engaging with the accusations that he says are not true and then spinning with you incessantly over a year and a half to disprove what you can't prove?
Well,
it doesn't go. I mean, it's great drama for everyone to watch and like laugh and giggle at. And
Can I answer the question to why it came up today? Sure. Melanie said that she was going to Jack's house. And when a woman, I'm assuming Melanie is a woman, when a woman is going to Jack's house, I am going to take care of my kind and let her know that's maybe something she doesn't want to do.
Margo, you're not really expecting me to believe that if you're going to bullshit, you got to bullshit better than that is really what I'm going to say.
I wouldn't have brought it up today, except you can ask.
I think that you want to be seen as true and right and correct. I think it has little to do with you trying to save this woman from Jack putting her in his trunk. I mean,
he might suicide her with a pellet gun.
Yeah,
like everything's going to be on record. So if she does get put in the trunk, the authorities will be sent over. They'll know the last place she was.
Thank God.
If Margo is feeling within her this desire to warn other people of the gender to avoid me, do you think Margo is moving out of love or is that fear?
I'm not
the woman can't make her own decisions. She needs you to dictate.
No, I'm not afraid of anything.
No, Margo, you're afraid of the truth.
I don't want anyone.
Do you pay your taxes?
Jack, what do I
As your
pay my
lawyer.
taxes?
Do you pay your taxes? And when you say yes, I'm going to say you're obviously afraid of the IRS.
My ex,
whoever or whatever that is.
My ex-husband pays my taxes.
Margo. I still don't get why you would need to tell this other woman or fill her in. Is she like incompetent? She can't think for herself. Like if she trusts Jack, you trust Jack. I think Jack's cool. So I mean, I don't know whatever you
Jeremy Foreman by my own eyes. How the fuck are you?
Oh, thank God you're here.
Hey, Knowledge 2020, I want to go on record right now. You're a much better panelist than a chatter. I'm going to give you that. But Jack, I see an opportunity here. I've been wanting to try my hand at my own brand of like unbiased Judge Judy show, and no one wants to bring their beef to me. I think you and Margo are the perfect opportunity for me to show an unbiased.
The monopolizer.
This bullshit.
I may entertain this.
Get back to me. Get back to me on that.
I totally welcome it.
I'm into that too. I'll get back to you as well.
You got beef?
Oh, I got a lot of beef.
Is it with that little Thorpe girl?
Oh my! Have you guys seen that that TV show? Beef? It's really good.
Not right now. I gotta wrap up the details for State of the LARP tonight, and also you guys will come to me where I'll have a nice little.
All right.
Tommy's the king of promising things he can never deliver. It's amazing how much these people bullshit on here consistently.
Well, it's a great idea, but I don't have faith.
Well, here's the deal. Paul already did. He called me out. He said that I keep bringing it up, and he's absolutely right. So you'll never hear me mention it again.
I just think it causes both of you, contention. I don't think that it's necessarily the healthiest or most functional dynamic for either of you.
Paul, once again, you've showed your higher intelligence, and I completely agree. I will not.
We don't need to do that, Margo. Everybody here has the same intelligence. Ultimately, it's heart-based, right? We don't have to do the genuflection to me. That's going to piss off Slow State and his ego, and probably everyone else.
Okay,
you know what you're doing. You're great at doing little things to create more drama, and I appreciate it being the god of all media. But when we're in this mode, kind of the fellowship, like down to earth, centered and balanced, just we don't need to do all that,
All right.
I love you, sister. Peace is available. Love is available. Reconciliation is available. Weed is available.
And here's the deal. I mean, I know my truth. Jack knows his truth. That's all that really matters here. So can we please move on?
Well, let me address the question that Paul asked, because it is.
I guess not.
Jack, is this how a lot like how your marriage went? This is what I imagine is every marriage goes like this panel simulation.
Hence
like this is every marriage on Spokane. This is the dynamic.
No. Hey, part of the reason I chose to engage this, I recognize it could be a foolish choice, a foolish trait of mine to call out the disrespect rather than focus on the good and the real encouragement that's available. Margo did get my attention. I'm still Margo.
I was not seeking your attention.
You were seeking attention, obviously.
No, I wasn't. I was chatting with people in the chat.
You were chatting with people in the chat, trying to get attention to share your ugly opinions of me.
But I wasn't trying to get your attention.
To be clear, everybody in chat is desperately trying to get attention around these parts. It's obvious.
Right. And
validation also.
Hey, chat,
why did she feel the need to point that out? Would be my question. Why did she feel the need to point out that she doesn't want Jack's attention?
She wants to disagree with everything I say.
It's just defiant personality, right?
Yep. It is
personality trait.
She's
chosen. It might be sexual tension. I'm just throwing it out there.
She has chosen to oppose me for whatever reason, karmically, whatever.
I love when people tell me what I'm doing.
Jealousy. Margo, are you jealous?
Totally
You're a little jealous of Jack.
Well, Margo, if you actually listen to others, maybe you'd stop doing some of the offensive, horrible things you keep choosing. Because that is part of why I did give you my attention, Margo, is I don't know how you've affected other people's lives, but I know
Here we go again.
I know that you have gone out of your way to offer negativity into my life. Now, I don't know why you felt so drawn to do that, but I have faith in God. And God has given me this opportunity to tolerate you so far. What I'd love to do, though, and what my prayer is each and every day is to find ways to resolve the disagreements that others have chosen to find with me. Because when the truth is shown about me that I'm not this horrible man who's so threatening and so confused and all this other confusion bullshit, you can realize I'm a man who can be taken seriously and you might actually learn some things.
May I ask you a question?
If you feel it's relevant.
Do you feel that you speak differently to women than you do to men?
What is the relevance? What is the purpose of that question?
I just find sometimes that you allow others to come up and be themselves and say what they want, and you laugh or you go take a pee or whatever. But when a woman's up here, it seems like you feel it's necessary to put them in their place.
I disagree. I think he treats everybody the same.
Thank you.
He finds it necessary to put everyone in their place. It's not just a women thing.
That's yeah.
I can relate.
And as somebody who gets accused of that all the time, I don't think Jack's guilty of that. I go after women, I'll admit it, but I don't think Jack's
I just asked the question. I asked the question to hear what Jack's answer was.
Okay, and so do you accept the feedback from others? Because I disagree with you, Margo.
I accept it from others.
Oh, see, but again, this is what's so bizarre. Margo is an example. I will say something, and no matter what, they find a reason to disagree. But Margo, just like she said, I'll trust other people's opinions, just not yours. Well, Margo, figure yourself out. There's something greater going on. It's not just you, and it's not just me. God brought this life together, and I really, really do not appreciate what you have been doing in my life against me. And I've asked you to stop it before, but again, today, you're ignorantly not seeking my attention, but here at my stream, slandering me.
He's about ready to chop me off.
I'm asking you to explain yourself or consider what it is I'm saying. Do you think
I think we should go back to the question I asked earlier, which never was really answered. Is there any authentic space inside of you, Margo, that has love or care for Jack?
You know, I've tried that many times. However, when I let my guard down, all of a sudden he'll come up with something else that I know is not true.
This is all in your mind, Margo. Yeah. Please answer
the guard.
So the answer to your question is no. Then.
It can be in my mind, Jack. I can have.
No, she basically said she does, like we all do, have love and care for other people. We just keep a guard up because, and then fill in the blank. How does it work for you or him?
I want to hear more about this guard. This guard. How often do you put up this guard? Is it all men that trigger the guard, or is it just men like Jack?
Well,
is there a feminist in you at all, would you say? I don't know you at all, so I'm just asking, but are you a bit of a feminist?
No, I appreciate the question. I guess, you know, I have gone to college, and who cares, right? However, Jack does like to tell people that I went to this place and got these certificates and blah, 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 blah. So my guard comes from the same place why Jack is guarded around me. We're adversaries.
Just mild information, details that he got wrong. That's enough to get you to put up a guard. Got some details wrong.
Well,
you just correct them on the details, right, and just move on, or do you got to hold on to that?
Well, it's often like today he said something about, I haven't looked at the data. Really? I mean, Jack, where would you go to look at the data?
Well, Margo.
No, answer my question, please. Where would you go to look at the data?
This is a hypothetical argument that you've just imagined in your mind again.
Oh, here we go again. I'm imagining.
Well,
I ask a question. Just answer the question. Where would you go to look at the data?
For what data? What is the context?
It was your speech.
No, you imagined, you remembered some memory. So we're dealing with your fucking memory of my words.
No, other people were on. You were talking to, who was here first today? Moose. You were talking to Moose. Mm-hmm. And you said you hadn't explored the data yet. I'm like, oh my God, does Jack know how to explore data? So Jack, when you explore data, where do you go? I'm asking you a legit question.
Hey, Margo. Why don't you yield for a moment and recognize where you are? This is not your place. I'm not.
The question was kind of generic.
I'm
question is kind of generic.
It's an irrelevant attack. It's a question. She wants to flip the script, reframe so that she's in control, dominating the questions and interrogating me to what? Margo.
The asylum optics are high.
It's insanity. It's absolute. There's a way past this. Okay. Margo, you can understand me very easily. I can understand you. I have been understanding you. I've been showing you compassion. I've understood why you've said the things you've said. I don't know.
You want me to go back and find on tape where you said I haven't explored the data? Do you want me to? Because it's taped. It's in your replay.
And what?
Yeah, but it depends on what data you're talking about. You just don't go for data, just random places. It's like, what are you specifically talking about? And then he can tell you where he'd look for the data.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, just pay attention to what Jack's saying right now. I think he's getting to a bigger point of what's really going on. More about reading the room.
Well, I think Margo made it clear she feels some kind of way towards Jack. She thinks that Jack either treats her or all women in some kind of way, and then she's kind of taking it out passive aggressively.
No, I did not. I did not say. I asked him if
what it appears.
But here's
that's how it looks to me.
Here's the deal. I'm on panel now, and I can stay on panel as long as Jack feels like he's got the upper hand. But once I say something and get him triggered, I will be gone. I am in a non-win situation. But you know what? I don't care. Margo. I don't care. I'm not here to win.
Hey, Margo.
I'm not here to win, Jack. What?
Margo, thank you for yielding. Thank you for yielding. So please recognize that, okay, there is that potential there. That if you quite...
Hi, Joe. I'm sorry, Jack. What?
You continue to offer disrespect and interruptions, and yeah, I'll treat you like everyone else and I'll throw you to the back. But I'd really love, rather than continuing your new argument about a new disagreement you found today, let's see what we can find as resolution. Welcome, Joe. It's good to see you.
Thanks, man. I'm just listening.
Because what Paul asked, your answer to Paul's question was very revealing, Margo. It was a very good question that we should all be able to find an answer of yes, at some level, I can find care for this person. Particularly if you bring into who I am in the greater context, Margo. I have never harmed you. I have never harmed anyone who you know or I know has been harmed by me. I've stolen nothing. So For you to have
I
such,
never said you stole anything.
for you to have such contempt.
Will you please back up and say that I have
I
never said
didn't
you
say
stole
that you did. So,
I
so are
think his
you
point.
inferring? Hold on. Are you inferring then, since you didn't object, are you saying that you did allege I've hurt others? You've alleged that I've hurt other people?
I
You
didn't
have,
say
I
haven't
think
you?
she just missed you, Jack. Please, 1 second. Here, Jack is saying, "How bad can I be if I have harmed no one or deprived them of their property?" He's just making that statement. How much of a criminal can he be? Blah blah blah
Okay.
blah.
Just gonna let it roll. This shit is amazing.
Margo?
What?
So if you're unable, if you can't see that the fact is I've harmed nobody, I've really damaged no property, why, I don't understand why you believe I've deserved so much of your time and energy against me. It makes no sense. So originally Paul's question was, can you find at least a little bit of acceptance or find the good in any of Jack's goals? And he didn't answer that. And then he was asking, can you find anything good in the being? You found an excuse and reason why you couldn't do that. So Margo, the problem between you and I is not me. What do you think of that?
Even if the problem is you, she doesn't have to engage with the problem.
I wish,
Jack, if you were to lay out some
Margo,
expectations or rules for Margo and you going forward, what would they be?
you know, that's a good question. I don't want expectations or rules. What I would love is a chance for us to have a conversation like adults, not this stupid argument over every syllable.
So could that be turned into a rule?
The golden rule.
Slow state revealing subconsciously why that woman with him looks so miserable.
Stop.
Gosh, I'm onto something, Paul.
Well, that's okay. So a rule or expectation, I would ask for
the golden rule,
for the opportunity to be innocent instead of automatically considered guilty.
I think you're saying you like her to.
That's a poor way of saying it.
Yeah, yeah. But I think I understood you. You like for her to look at it anew with fresh eyes, as opposed to those eyes that indicted you a long time ago.
Thank you. Yeah. I honestly,
I think he. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
I've been asking for another chance. I've disappointed people. I've confused people. I've upset people. But it's not the totality of who I am. So, and this is the thing. Guys, I know I say a lot of things. I have a lot of faith. I believe God is showing us so many things through our lives, my life. I believe that God is using me. I understand people better than I ever did. And I understand my love of God, honestly. And that's what saves me, is my love of God. Because people are maddening. You guys are infuriating, dude.
It's not even a word, but I agree with it.
Well, what better way to learn patience, right?
What's that, Paul?
I said, what better way to learn patience?
May I ask a question?
Tolerate the intolerable.
Please do, Margo.
Last night, I had asked why you don't help out in your community. Why don't you go to neighborhood council and meet those people? Why don't you go back to city council and meet those people? And you became upset with me. And Joe kind of came to my defense and said, she's asking you some legit questions. And you chewed him up. I mean, don't you think that every once in a while you do take things a little too personally?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think he just do that. I think he just asked us to understand that sometimes he does mess up. So
okay, thank you. And why? Okay, so I am quite perplexed about why you are attempting to reach your goals online, which there's nothing wrong with that, but why not do it locally too?
Margo, don't assume I have not. See, that's what was upsetting, is your question is already filled with this accusation that I'm not doing.
No,
I'm not living my life the way you want me to.
I asked you if you went to your neighborhood council because they need
Actually,
people.
it was why aren't you, if I remember right. But okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I misunderstood. But Margo, you're continually focused on what I'm not doing. You're focused on finding anything flaws or anything you can find wrong with me. And so, Margo, you're right. Maybe that, and Joe, maybe that one situation was probably not appropriate for me to respond that way. But Margo,
Jack, I have another question.
Looking at what I am doing, and
I have another question for you.
Okay, yeah.
Why are you so invested in this at this point, Margo? It's like you had like 5 years before I ever found out about this, and I do a broadcast. I got invested. We're a year and a half in. I go, I got to de-invest in this. I can't be this heavily invested in Jack Talcott's fucking journey.
Okay.
Like, do you not see what's so maddening and insane about these panels consistently? You really just that removed from this? Like, why? You can't see how this is not going to let you live the most beneficial life for you by being in this mode and having this much energy and investment toward Jack and his supposed shortcoming. Who gives a fuck? It's his life. It's his journey. It's his judgment.
This is
what are we trying to prove here exactly?
Okay,
so either you got something to give him and teach him or help him with, or we just kind of go on. No, I mean, what am I missing here?
Jack comes on here on a regular basis and asks for support. He asks, what more can he do? What is he doing wrong? And what is wrong with that?
But you've already ascertained in your mind that Jack is non-credible and or insane. So why are you interacting with someone you've deemed to be non-credible or insane on the same level over and over again?
Not a horrible point.
Does he need to answer for you? Because then you ask another question and another question. It's like every little thing that he does wrong, you're right there.
I think Jack would be a great resource in his community. There were fires a while ago. He could have helped. I mean, he has the opportunity to shine in Spokane, Washington.
No, he's shining online.
But you're not his mother, and he's not saying that you hold any of the keys to his future. So what's with the forcing of the understanding that you hold?
Done it to him. I mean,
we've all done it to him, and at some point we have to then decide how we're going to move forward in a way that is going to be co-creative and beneficial for everyone, including the audience.
Okay. Yeah, how many questions do you ask before you're satisfied, though? Because you'll keep asking questions. It's like it's never ending. It's a loop.
Yeah, we've done the same dozen question fucking loop with Jack, and we know his answers, and it's choose love, choose peace, and sometimes he gets abrasive because he's frustrated with himself and others, like I'm sure many of us are at times.
Jack never.
So if he's not open to taking anyone's understanding or steps or whatever it is, that's his prerogative, essentially.
Yeah,
right?
if you really think
that I would say about me,
off a little bit, then right. If he's not accepting and he's behaving badly, if you care about him, you back up a little bit.
Jack
but that's the point. But that's the point. Is you're creating a condition. All Jack has to do is what you want in order to. How does that work for you in your life?
He doesn't have to do what I want. I asked him why does it work in the community.
No, you just did, and I'm sure that this is a pattern that you have with men, like you said about him with women. I would bet this is a pattern you have with men. You nag and you poke and you prod, and all they would have to do is just accept your narrative, and then you'll stop it.
Yep.
I don't want.
It's passive aggressive and it's sanctimonious and self-righteous, and more importantly, it leads to no real content other than to satisfy miserable cretins like Slow State who want company in their misery, and that's all that this is serving at this point.
To answer the question.
I'll take 95% of what he said is 100%.
He loves it. He loves the drama. He loves the disconnection. He loves the looping and maddening insanity. It reminds him of his house and his life and upbringing.
Jack,
no,
can I
it's
Many
way
folks
crazier.
here.
It's
That's
way more
They
many.
don't want love. They don't want
guys
care.
are
They
way
don't
more
want
fucked up.
resolution. They want the same thing they came up in that's destroyed them and broken their heart and soul and led them into slavery and genocide. It's
I agree with
fascinating.
you.
That's
I
true.
agree with
Can
you,
you
Paul.
stop
And that's
projecting
why I
and
don't
let them get
find
back to
myself in these
their
places
role-playing?
oftentimes. Because I just feel out of place here. It reminds me of being back in my twisted, broken home I came up in. I would think we'd all want out of that.
I want to heal it. It's Paul, you're absolutely right. The chaos, this is, you know what, that's growing up. If people aren't yelling at each other, there's trouble, right? When they're yelling at each other, that's when you know that there's love.
Something's not right? Everyone's
Right.
being a little too loving and caring and understanding and just moving forward and being co-creative despite the past. What's happening, right? We're kind of off balance. We got to get back to that comfortable suffering and controversy that we know so well. There's a time and a place for all of it, but does it have to be consistent? Every day, all day, for a year and a half with the same nonsense? This is coming from me now. Let's be clear. I've been forced to become the voice of reason. You understand what this does to me in my career?
Yeah, you're done, man.
Christ almighty. I got to go, Jack. I'm going to listen from the back area. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to help out. All right.
Hey, go help your
Nah, that
community.
was very impressive, boy.
Yeah, that was actually
impressive.
good. I like that. Who was that guy? He did good.
My
Jack, can I just say, I think you're far
That's
more.
my ex-lover. His name is Paul Unslaved. You can find him.
Here's motherfucker. Let me just say, Jack, real quick. I think you're far more effective here on the internet doing what you're doing than going and saving people from some stupid fire in the whatever community. Stay here on the internet, Jack. They got plenty of other people cleaning up those messes. I think you're better off here on the internet.
You're providing a good place for a lot of people, and I think you're being very helpful.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, I sincerely appreciate that. From the chat, the generosity. Thank you both, Melanie and Just In Case. Happy birthday to you, Just In Case, is what I saw. Right?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Just In Case. And we're lightening up. Melanie contributing, blessings, knee rubs for everybody. Feeling good. Bringing it back, Jeremy, I appreciate what you said and to Margo, I have been pursuing what you're asking about. Maybe part of my reaction is it's a sore point. I'm a little pissed off at the fact that maybe I could be doing more. There is some of that doubt in my mind. I'm not going to lie. But another big part of it is I have been weighing where is the most value of my time and energy. I include in the value for my time and energy here the viewers who tune in after the stream, right? So I know that the record is there. I know that that the words are being shared. I actually think I can help people. And Margo, this is what's frustrating. I've tried going to the meetings. I've tried the AA meetings. I've tried the NA meetings. I've tried Al-Anon meetings. I've gone to city council meetings. I've gone to all of these different nonprofit organizations. I've been to meetings after meetings after meetings. All I can do is offer myself until people accept me or allow me an opportunity. I can just keep trying.
When were you going to those meetings? I'm assuming they got worse, but you've gotten better, which means you'd see them with different eyes nowadays.
Yes, it's been quite a while since I did do the city council meetings and stuff. I've been learning a lot, particularly from some of the videos I've been seeing.
You probably walk in there now and have a better chance at dominating or doing whatever you weren't able to do back then.
I could, and I know I could, but here's the thing. I don't want to go in there as a citizen talking to the board. I'd actually like to speak to the citizens in those positions and have a friendly conversation about what's real, what's not real, and what we can really get going
If
on.
if you're talking about talking to the council members, I go to a lot of them, and before and after. That's when you talk to motherfuckers. If that's you want to talk to them one-on-one, go early and you'll get to see everybody while they're setting up, when they're getting there, when the car pulls up, and after. in my case, they get to know me and they don't want to talk so much afterwards because I'm a dick.
Zach Zapone is the nicest guy in the world. And his brother's married to my niece. He is a super nice guy. Reach out to him.
Who's that?
I intend to. He's a local council.
Who's that, Margo?
His name is Zach Zapone. Zappone.
Yeah,
he's on city council. He's a great guy. And Jack, he could be a great resource for you. I mean, I'm sorry for giving you some advice, but
no.
Yeah, let me give you some too.
You're right.
The people you're gonna find, I find, is a better resource than even those talking to those council members. The people congregate beforehand too, and you get to know them. You get to know their stories, and they'll tell you about the congressman and what he did and what that person did. That's how you get to know this shit. Every day you go there and you meet them before the fucking meeting. That's where the juice is at.
I'm gonna throw one more thing out there, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Jack, if you go to your neighborhood council, you could be the president.
By now, with the way you think now, you probably would be a president or some shit.
You could be the president. I was on Comstock Neighborhood Council for a long time. We redid Comstock Park, and it's all volunteer. And you have a meeting, a couple times a month. You could be the president of your neighborhood council, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm out of here.
Easy, Margo.
See you, Margo.
Hey,
Margo.
Hopefully she hears, but she'd offered that Councilman Zach Zapone or whatever. She'd offered him up before. I've met him before briefly when he was campaigning.
Yeah.
How effective do you think local politics are? I mean, if you go into your city council, she mentioned getting a park done. Is that really like the objective, though? I mean, if you go in there and all you can do is set up a new park, is that really what you want to do? Or, I mean, to me, it seems like it might be a little.
I hear you, bro.
It's a stepping stone. It's just everything's.
That's all it is.
It is.
But there's nothing wrong with that. With it being a stepping stone.
No, I think it's a nice little objective for like people who don't think big, but I mean, teach their own, I guess.
I see where you're going. That would be collateral in my mind. All right. The other things more important is you need to change some of these rules and whatever ordinances and shit. And, park's cool. What's up, Tarek?
Parks are fun. I like parks. Parks are cool, I guess. Hey, Jack, I'm going to go make some dinner. Appreciate you letting me up on the panel. Always a good time.
Be easy, bro.
Thank you for joining, Jeremy. Cheers. Actually, we're coming up on 3 hours. Probably a good time to wrap it up, too, anyway. Let
me say that it was chaotic as fuck when I got here. Margo seemed set in her ways, and I don't even know the lady. But it was really ended. Paul said some really accurate, dope shit. And then Margo did a 180 and turned around and seemed agreeable, which I didn't see the possibility. So, it all worked out. Tarek, good to see you. Flo, definitely good to see you, Flo. Go ahead, Tarek.
Joe, before you go, let's say something, to Jack while you're here, because I think you can add to that. Because I know Margo said city meeting and all that, but Jack, we both know, and I know Joe knows this for sure, and I know this for a fact, that most of the city councils, the managers, and all the employees pretty much are corrupt. What's there to go for?
I mean,
this is their system that you're against. Huh?
That's a good argument.
You're against the system. The system is all corrupted, man.
I
fight them too, Jack. I know they're corrupt, and I still fight them too. So just so you know,
I have faith that the systems are corrupted, but there are good people. I've talked to some of the local city council, and I mean, some of them are really. There's a couple I've met here in town. They're inspiring people. One of them is a long-time attorney, done great stuff for civil rights and stuff beyond just the local. And I don't want to exaggerate, but
not all corruption has to be to your detriment either. Just
wait.
No, he's right. No, he's right.
No, you can be corrupt in good ways.
It's not good corruption. No.
Well, Flo's calculated. You already knew he's going to come up with
Maybe if
something.
it's your uncle, it might be okay, but no good corruption. We'll let you say goodbye to your guest, Jack, later.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Jack, later too. Thank you. Yep.
Blessings, Tarek. Appreciate you, brother. Knowledge.
I'm really glad I came back today. This was fascinating with fresh eyes. I just want to make a few observations, and then I'll get out of here. But I think that you handle authority well when you allow yourself to engage it. And I think that Margo is absolutely role playing a brat with you, and she wants to be tamed because she's trying to coax that out of you. I don't even know if she knows what she's doing, but in a weird roundabout way, she might be the biggest believer of you in this fucking chat. And
damn.
And yeah, I don't know. It was just fascinating to watch, and when it kind of clicked, it clicked. And I if I'm right, and she's trying to coax more assertiveness out of you, I can't say that I think that she's wrong in that assessment. You do well with it. You just don't tend to allow you tend to look at it as not ideal, which I would suggest that you maybe rethink, because it is needed, and that's where masculine has its place. So that's my thoughts on it. Tamer, it's what she fucking wants.
I think you're right, man. Flo, you're very intuitive, very insightful, and I think.
Well, I had to go away for 2 weeks to get some fresh eyes on it, apparently. But all right, I'm out of here.
I'm glad you're back. I appreciate you and what was shared. All who shared in these conversations today. Knowledge, you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, brother. I'll see you on another day.
All right. Respect. Peace. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, thank you. All of you who joined the panel, including you. And it's, you know what? Especially you, perhaps, Miss Margo Davey. Flo might be right. Sometimes I think there is some truth in that. Our greatest opposers, our greatest adversaries, they're actually the ones who have the most faith in us. So, and there is something to that. Sometimes our greatest adversaries, those people who challenge us the most, they actually turn into becoming great teachers, offering us lessons that maybe the loved ones wouldn't have shared. That's one of the things I think I admire with Brother Paul and his path. Snafu, welcome, brother.
Hey, I just noticed host date deflected on him publicly saying Paul threatened him. And so I want to know why no. These are claims made by liars, just like you proved here.
They were all here.
Lies with pedophiles side by side.
Stop.
You know he's side by side with these pedos.
Stop.
I want to know how Paul threatened Flow State.
I don't know. It'll be the suspense that continues. Holy cows, man. Holy cows.
He did have a point. Flow State has a habit of talking a whole bunch of shit and then deflecting away from accountability while claiming to analyze other people.
I did a 7-hour stream on it.
Why can't you just be honest, Flow State? You just want Jack to be more angry and assertive because you get a kick out of it. Stop acting like it's some deep analysis you came across. You're gaslighting him to get what you want, which is entertainment in your misery. Just be honest. Do you ever know what it's like to be honorable and honest and authentic in life?
Exclusive.
Have you ever tried
You're
it?
making up a disagreement. The two can happen at the same time, Paul.
Why are you scared of me lately, Slow State?
And it can be true. Believe that.
Right, it's just a coincidence, I guess. Just like corruption can be beneficial, right? You take every opportunity to show who and what you are. You just have to have the discernment to see you for who and what you are.
Capture some drama here where there is none, aren't you?
That seems.
I don't see any actual disagreement, Paul.
You guys are.
So accountability is drama until you do your last stream about me making drama.
I'm not accountable to you, Paul.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you're accountable to the force you don't believe in because you're an infidel, and you're accountable to the audience and yourself and whoever's with you. And you take no accountability for any of those things and any of those people.
And you can't hold me accountable.
I don't need to hold you accountable. You do for yourself in your own life, and your life will get better.
All right, then I got this.
You guys are
right. So start now. Why are you scared of me when you go into defensive posture with your arms crossed?
No, we just agreed that I have this handled. So that's
okay. So more gaslighting, deflection. This is what it's like to be in a relationship with Slow State, ladies. Get a good look.
So, hey, we can all find resolve.
Do you feel like
I know
you did your last stream about me. Snafu's been asking you over and over again. Why are you scared of me and saying I'm threatening you? Why are you scared of me and saying I'm threatening you lately?
Were you afraid of? Did Paul frighten you? Did you?
No, I thought it was quite funny. In fact,
what I thought.
The whole stream was me making fun of him being angry and threatening. So
yeah,
okay.
You got that impression, didn't you, Jack?
Well, I didn't see the stream, but I saw you having fun with the idea that you were threatened.
Right.
Where was the threat again?
It's alluded. It's perceived. It's
everybody can review me reviewing it and answering all the questions that you.
Okay, so just more drama, gossip, nonsense that leads nowhere.
For you,
got it.
Basically.
So I threatened you, but I didn't. You were scared, but you weren't, and we don't know what's real and what's not. Great job.
You threatened me.
How about this?
It was funny. Check out Flow State channel to get all the details.
And that's the only reason you're ever on any panel is to promote your horrible channel.
Let's.
You promoted actually for me tonight. I had nothing to say about my channel.
I really don't care, bro. Honestly, I'll promote it all day, every day. I think you're a horrible personality on air and off air. So there's really no detriment to me by doing so. Go hang out at Slow States, give him the $1 a month, identify with him and resonate with his dark aspects of self that he won't admit to and reconcile. And good luck with you and him on your journey of life.
But that's not
makes you think that I have any hate for you. I think it's embarrassing what you do and pretend and play double and triple-sided self. That's all it is. I just look forward to the day when you actually are completely actualized and realized and can be completely authentic and accountable. I'm looking forward to meeting that Taylor.
How can we recognize that day?
How can we find resolve?
That's the thing. He thinks that nobody can read people.
But
we can have peace without resolve, though.
Yes, you're right. You are right.
No, you can't have peace from within without reconciliation. No, peace outside is false peace. It will only lead to more gossip and drama if you're not at peace from within.
Peace from within, I mean, how do we know?
Peace comes
How do we know? Because he came here today starting gossip and drama and was cheerleading it the whole time. He couldn't stand us having constructive conversation.
I didn't see
Jack,
it.
I want to ask Paul one question. Paul,
well, ask the rest of the folks who witnessed it. I guess you were missing something.
Maybe. Paul, I guess Tarek has a question.
That's his only MO is to cause gossip and drama while he's going to call me out.
No, I was going to ask Paul, is he in love with Floor States? Seems like he's chasing around.
This is coming from you who followed me around for 6 months, gave me money every day, and then took my last name.
Jack,
the irony is just off the charts here, huh?
He would know. What's that?
Can you highlight Margo's comment?
I don't know.
Is this what's going on, Paul?
Not exactly, because
this is what it feels like to be in a relationship with Flow State. Take a good look, ladies. Just a minute ago.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that you call yourself a ladies' man and you have one woman who comes on camera who looks miserable constantly. And I know why, because you gaslight, deflect, and deceive.
Maybe I could be a dude's man too. But if the as is how you're feeling, I don't know. I'm gonna have to refer you back to Snafu Snaps.
Again, Slow State. I don't have any actual care beyond watching you squirm and lie to everybody. Like when I leave here, I have absolutely no care for what you do and how you conduct your life. When I witness you and observe what you do and how you act under pressure, that's what gives me pleasure, is watching a liar, deceiver, and infidel squirm, bullshit, deflect, and deceive. I get a little bit of pleasure out of that. I'm not going to lie, right? It's a little bit self-indulgent. That's why I go to courts and everywhere else and do what I do. Even if I have to go to jail, I love watching cowards and infidels squirm in the face of the truth.
What do you think, Jack?
I don't know. I'm at a point now. I'm ready to wrap up. That's where
So say, can we make an agreement going forward that like we don't need to do any more videos about Paul on? There you go. He won't do it and can't do it because his whole existence on here and in life is drama fed and drama fueled, and he doesn't know what it's like to reconcile and resolve. He's bad faith.
If it's done just for entertainment, I mean, if it is, as long as it's clearly entertainment.
He doesn't do 6 to 8 hours like Illuma Slavery and all the rest of the hater, jealous, envious beta males for entertainment. I'm on his mind and heart. I'm under his skin.
Well,
he thinks and feels about me constantly. He does short videos about me. I do no content about him. I use him as a joke and a meme.
Paul, that's the role. We can't let it get to us. And
I guess letting it go should be easy for you, right?
Doing what should be easy?
Letting it go should be easy for Paul then. He's basically already let it go. He never had a hold of it. So I'm glad that once again we agree.
Well, I don't know if there was agreement. I think there is. Let's go with that. There's agreement. Can we have agreement?
There's agreement. I'm completely transparent, authentic, and accountable. He's a deceiving, deflecting, manipulative cretin and an infidel. He's bad faith. And none of his games are going to change the outcome for I and him. That's what he doesn't understand. None of his deflections, bullshit, and two-sided games are going to change the lifestyle and outcome.
Did you see my last short? Is that why you're so angry?
You're presuming I'm angry. If I was angry, I wouldn't be talking.
You have that kind of like undertone in your voice, like you're kind of angry.
I have an idea.
Are you like the majority of the feminine males who like make decisions based on tonality?
He's angry. What's up, Jack?
Right, I'm angry.
I have an idea. I think this is a worthy conversation you two are having. I think it should continue either on Paul's stream or on Flo's stream. I encourage you guys.
Paul, would you like to join me on my stream sometime?
No, I will not promote you by bringing you conversation, time, and energy to your platform, which is the only reason you talk about me. You're desperate to get me over there to bring you numbers and attention the same way Illuma Slavery talks about me all day, every day for weeks and months. So if you want actual resolution, you can do it on my panel. You don't. You want to use me as a conversation piece.
Blocked, Paul.
More bullshit. We can tell by the tone of your voice. You're lying again. See, some of us are really good at reading tonality, not just projecting onto it.
For a long time.
You're lying as if you don't have alternate accounts. You're lying. It's a weak, half-assed excuse.
Come on. When we do...
Unblock me as a show of good faith.
Right. We don't...
Why would I unblock you on Facebook to have you talk to me on panel? It's another deflection. It's another. What does the YouTube panel have to do with Facebook? Lying, conflating, deceiver. Smoke another cigarette. Get your heart right.
Wait.
Give me another promo. I need more cigarette money.
I'm sure you do. You can't even hang drywall, according to your boss who was on here.
Guys,
you fail at everything.
All right, guys. Let's wrap it up. I'm going to toss you.
I love you, brother. I don't know why that happened, but seriously, I don't like you. I can love you as a being because I recognize we're oneself on the highest level. On the lowest level, you are the lowest form of life, and I don't like you or respect you. But I'm not angry about it.
It feels better to like. It feels best to love. All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Gentlemen, thank you.
All right, brothers and sisters, peace for everybody, and choose love, live without fear. I'm out of here.
Thank you. Thank you sincerely. All who joined the panel, all who joined the chat, all who may tune in and join at a later time. Sincerely, thank you again. I do want to offer an honest appreciation to the return of Flow State, to the return of Paul, and the return of Margo, and many others. We had new guests and old names and old faces from the past, and we discussed a lot of different things. You know, human dynamics, human relationships, these things can be complicated. They can be complex, but I don't think he is. I don't think. Human relationships, communication, it can be a challenge, particularly when we get caught up in our feelings. Our feelings can masquerade the signs that we see, and it's real easy to see signs, to see information, then to feel feelings, and then to jump to the conclusion that we know enough. And brothers and sisters, I believe it's hard for me to explain, but it's not. It really is. Maybe it's... I set the goal to become more like Jesus, only to discover what I believe is that we all are. We are all just like Jesus. We all have that capacity of divine good, divine love, divine faith. I believe we all have those things. What we don't have, or what we also have, though, is different experiences. We didn't have the same education. We didn't have the same upbringing. So each of us have these different worldly ways, worldly habits to unlearn, to let go of, to overcome, particularly the stuff dealing with trauma, painful memories, the insecurities, the times of abandonment, the times of hurt, the times of regret. All of those times you carry that stuff around, man, and you got all this darkness floating around in your veil of your mind, and then it distorts, and then we miss out on all the good. Brothers and sisters, there is a beauty of life. The beauty is found in, like I said, the discovery of wisdom, the discovery of beauty that brings forth love of life, and life really is worth living. That's right. We had some serious conversations earlier today too. One of the guests, one of the viewers, dealing with some insecurities, some darkness. I won't say insecurities, dealing with some darkness and some lack of faith, lack of hope. Brothers and sisters, if that's you, if you're feeling the darkness, the lack of faith, the lack of hope, maybe even the lack of strength to continue, every one of us has our own path, but I know what helped me was to actually allow myself to crumble, fall to pieces, to admit, confess my weaknesses, confess my fears to the unknown, to God, to myself, hearing my fears, hearing my insecurities, finding the illogic, the lack of logic that was found in some of my fears, some of my worries. Overcoming the illogical, it reduces a lot of time so we can spend time focused on the truth, on what is flowing. Hopefully I'm not confusing that. I'm going to wrap this up. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, with love and appreciations, thank you sincerely. Those who contributed, those who joined, those who just tuned in. Please share and help this grow. I would love to create a better future with a greater group, a bigger group. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you, and God bless us all.